Sports Center.
Bad news for Cowboys backup tight end Princeton Font. He has a torn ACL and a partially torn MCL. Brian Schottenheimer made that announcement a few minutes ago. He will have surgery in the coming weeks and will miss the season. A couple of big deals getting done in the NFL today. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson agreed to terms on a 3-year extension worth up to $75 million. And Zay Flowers of the Baltimore Ravens, he reached an agreement today, 4-year, $140.
Sports Center brought to you by SAPDcareers.com. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Our second day here at Cowboys camp, and the Cowboys are out on the practice field as we speak. Another beautiful day in Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and here we go again.
Here we got him.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, here we got him.
There you go. There you go. Terrence Steele.
Yeah.
Yesterday, when the boys get done with practice, first round draft pick, Malachi Lawrence, set to join us here on the Blitz, close to, 3 o'clock, give or take?
Yeah, roughly. About probably closer to it. When did Terrence got it? About 3:45, right in that time frame. We got to be flexible with these guys depending on when they wrap up practice. But he will be here today. Looking forward to talking to him. He's turned a few heads thus far here in camp, and so be interesting to talk to him and see what he's all about, both professionally and personally.
Well, that's it, and so obviously, we'll get him on. Also, Matt Pittman, Meat Church. He's going to join us here in about 30 minutes or so. I'm really excited about that.
That's good. It may get another recipe or two.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the goal. I mean, that dude kind of got me through COVID in learning how to barbecue. Was watching all his videos, and he's now the big time official pit master of the Dallas Cowboys and cooks for Troy and Dak and I guess Jerry and everybody else. So that'll be fun here in a bit. And obviously the latest on our mayor and what she is trying to do. We still have not heard from her, so I would not anticipate her joining us today.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath on that. Although she did meet with the folks at Fox, Chuck McIntyre and Jordan Elder. Both interviewed her yesterday there at Fox there in San Antonio, and she was trying to explain herself. I'm not sure, just listening to it a couple of times, what McIntyre posted, I'm not sure that I'm any clearer now than I was yesterday.
It's as clear as muddy waters is what she is trying to do, and why she is trying to die on this hill is beyond me, but we'll get into it. And, of course, some of the fun here in Oxnard at Cowboys training camp. And you guys can follow along on social media at SA Sports Star on Instagram and the San Antonio Sports Star Facebook page. Yesterday, I give Joe Reinagel a lot of credit. He got close to a seal yesterday.
I didn't get that close to a seal.
Just work with me here.
It was not close. I'm not going to lie to the people. I got as close as I'm going to get. We'll put it that way.
See, now, one of the guys on Instagram responding to it said every day just get a little bit closer.
Uh-huh.
But I will say, and we were close-ish. We were a lot closer than a lot of other people that were just standing far, far away. We and Reinagel kept saying, I think I can outrun him. You're not going to outrun him, not in that sand. And then all you people are calling us out for having beer bottles on the beach, which is a no-no. But the bar is on the beach, and they serve bottles.
Well, they're not going to break. I mean, if you drop them in the sand, they're not going to break or anything. So we were just fine. And the chances of Minix or I, either one, dropping a beer and wasting it like that are slim and none.
Slim and none.
So that's not going to happen. So, but it's kind of cool. Those damn things, though, I mean, they growl at each other.
They do.
And they open their mouths like, really wide. And it's like, man, and they get pissed off. They're all laying around together, like kind of snuggling.
Yes.
And when one comes in there that hadn't been there for a while, they all get pissed off, I guess, because they wake the others. I don't know, but they get pissed off for a minute, and then they're not.
What's interesting is they come out of the water, right? So all of a sudden you're where you think is safe, and then one's just going to pop up out of the water. It scared the crap out of Reinagel one time.
Yeah, it pops right out of there, and I'm like, what the hell?
Well, where do you think they're at?
Well, they're coming out of nowhere.
Yes,
I thought they were chilling. I thought it was siesta time, and it was for most of them. Yeah, they're lazy SOBs, I'll tell you that. They just lay around, and I guess that's why they're so fat.
Lay around, eat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. And growl
at
each other.
Grumpy.
Yeah,
part of it. One of the ladies from I guess the Dallas media area, she wanted to go hug one, but said they stink.
They stink. Yeah,
I was like, you got close enough to realize they stink.
See, I didn't get that close. I would imagine they probably do. They stink. I don't know. Is it BO? Is it ocean water?
Yes, all of the above.
I guess. I don't know.
But we've got Reinagel with his hump day, and we've got him on video barking like a seal and barking at seals. And he got closer than I thought you were going to get. So I will give you a lot of credit because the peer pressure was there for you to go get close enough to the seal. And as I'm peer pressuring you and some of our listeners from a week ago, I realize how close I have to get to be able to get that photo.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
it was cool.
Well, and that was, by the way, our first beer. We had just gotten there, walked outside, and so I didn't even have any liquid courage at the moment. So, it is what it is. I don't know. Maybe before we leave here at the end of the week, I'll get a little closer, and maybe I won't.
Now, for the record, because we don't lie to the people, that was our first beer at the Rudder Room.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily our first beer.
That nobody needed to know that.
You just said we don't lie to the people.
Well, that's true. We don't.
And I don't know that anybody is buying the fact that was the first beer, but we had to do it while it was still daylight before the sun set.
But let me tell you something. It is cold out there. I'm going to tell you right now, and I know all you folks back there in San Antonio that are burning up, don't feel sorry for us. But I was freezing my butt off outside there on the beach.
Uh-huh.
It is cold. I'm just going to tell you that. And the people here love it. I was talking to one lady as we were coming in here that lives here, and I said, man, it gets cold at night. She said, well, maybe for you. For us, it's great. And I'm like, well, okay, there's that.
Yeah, well, that's it. Everybody, from the kind of Dallas media that was at the Rudder Room last night, everybody's all bundled up except for Joe Hoyt from the Dallas Morning News, T-shirt and shorts. I'm like, dude, he's like, yeah, I'm from the West Coast. This is normal for me.
I guess, man.
Yeah.
I guess it's you probably say if you watch the video, you see us in our hoodies and hands in the pockets and all of that. So it's cold.
It's cold and windy.
But like today, we're standing out there listening to Shotty's press conference, and I'm sweating like a dog.
It's hot.
It's crazy.
It's hot right now.
The weather out here.
It is crazy in the fact that it's hot and it's 74 degrees.
Yeah. Well, the sun is hot.
Yes.
There's something about that. And when you're standing out there, there's no shade. And where Shotty does his press conference over to our right, he's sitting in the nice shade on the desk. But the reporters have to be, well, they got to be in the sun.
Yeah. And if you're watching on video, I don't know how much actually gets shown on video during the press conferences, but you will see, different members of the media taking off their hoodies and just going with the golf shirt or T-shirt, whatever they have underneath, because when you get here, it's cold. It's as soon as the marine layer burns off is when it gets warm.
Yeah. It's when the sun comes out.
California, man.
That's it. It's crazy weather. It's crazy. It's a beautiful place, though. It really is, and that's why the Cowboys come here each and every year. Shotty did break some, and I feel bad for this guy, and a lot of you may not even know who he is. He's one of the backup tight ends, Princeton Font, out for the season, tore his ACL, partially torn MCL. So he's done. We mentioned that yesterday when he was carted off the field, and it didn't look good. So he's out for the season. I think he may have caught a couple of, I don't know what he didn't play a lot last year, but he did get some action, and I'm sure he's a special teams guy. Tough break for him, and I hate to see anybody get hurt like that, and their season is over before it actually began. Awful stuff.
And you look at from the tight end position, the Cowboys do have a couple of undrafted tight ends that now have incredible opportunity.
Yep.
And they still have Ryan Eagle's favorite player in that Ferguson guy.
Well, that's all they need.
Need.
And in essence, they got that. Schoonmaker could probably leave and nobody would miss him.
Oh, stop.
But it is what it is. And unfortunately for him, I really do. I feel bad for any of those kind of guys that get hurt like that. It's just unfortunate, but it happens. It's part of the game. And Shotty gave us that information a few minutes ago, and out for the year. I find it funny, and we'll have to ask the doc when we talk to him later today, but they have to wait on surgery for a couple of weeks, I guess, for the swelling to go down and all of that kind of stuff, because he said he would have surgery in a couple of weeks. But either way, he's done for the year.
For the year. And you hate that for any player in training camp, but especially one battling to keep their job. So that part does suck.
It does suck. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to do. Jason mentioned Matt Pittman, who is the official pit master, by the way, for the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to be joining us here at the bottom of the hour. We'll talk to him about, all kinds of stuff, but obviously barbecue. A little bit of that, too. We got to give some tickets away early, though, because the tickets are for tonight. It's the San Antonio Missions taking on the Springfield Cardinals. It is $2 Tuesday. We got a family 4-pack to give away, and we need to do that right now to give Pledge plenty of time to make sure these folks get their tickets, however he does that before tonight's game. Caller number what?
9
at 656-3776, 656 ESPN. Caller number 9. You're going to want a family 4-pack of tickets to go see the Missions take on the Cardinals tonight. $2 Tuesday. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody builds a business without hearing a few reasons it won't work. Too risky, too crowded, too ambitious. But the people who move things forward usually hear those words first. Because growing a business takes more than optimism. It takes nerve, and eventually, a partner built for what's next. That's Next Rodeo. Big thinking, proven creative. For businesses still moving forward. Next Rodeo. The difference between the business you have and the business you want. Meet us at thenextrodeo.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Uncover the root of your problems and improve the quality of your life. I'm Dr. Torres from the Institute for Functional Health. For more than a decade, we have helped people restore energy, vitality, libido, and drive. Most patients come to us because they feel unheard or stuck. Schedule your discovery day. We'll talk about your history, run advanced testing, and build a personalized plan that fits your life. We have helped thousands of people just like you. Call 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. 210-468-1891.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here, and I've got a question for you. What if every month you had access to a different exotic car? Well, that's what Pascucci Prestige membership is all about. Instead of owning one dream car, you get access to an entire collection of incredible vehicles and concierge-level service. It's luxury without the long-term commitment. You know, if you've ever wondered what it's like to live the exotic lifestyle, this is your chance. Pascucci Prestige. Visit PascucciPrestige.com and book your ride today.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back, and we're celebrating our 50th year of the Hunters Extravaganza. Join us in San Antonio August 7th through 9th. Come see Gator Country, Heart of Texas Snake Handlers, enter the deer competition, and compete in the annual indoor 3D archery tournament. Discover the latest hunting gear and apparel, book hunts, and find everything you need for the hunt. The Hunters Extravaganza, brought to you by the Texas Trophy Hunters Association. Get tickets at ttha.com.
Progressive presents the Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
And welcome back to Get Ahead of It. First question, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you should...
talk to your doctor.
Yes, it could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is the #1 prescribed branded treatment for IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily prescription pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Back here on the tennis courts in Oxnard, California. Dallas Cowboys training camp, it is day 2 in full pads. The Cowboys out on the practice field as we speak. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix. And Jason, we took our annual visit to the gift shop today.
We did.
Caleb Downs is already a Hall of Famer, according to the merchandise folks.
Hey, there are a lot of people wanting that 13.
I guess so.
I mean, a couple of full racks of T-shirts with the 13 on.
Yeah.
Jerseys.
More jerseys than C.D. Lamb.
I mean, yeah, it's but he is the rookie. He is new. The excitement level for him. And if you go watch the video, either on our San Antonio Sports Star Facebook or at SA Sports Star on Instagram, you'll see what Reinagle purchased today at the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop, which, by the way, and I find this unusual, it's a smaller tent than what they've had in years past.
Yep, it is.
And I couldn't tell you why. There was a lot of stuff in there, but it used to be just this whole big ass tent with all the different merch, and then another tent where they would do custom jerseys, and then another tent area where you would check out. And now all of that is in one. The custom jersey deal is right in the middle, and then you check out at the very end. It's I don't know why they went with a smaller footprint, but they got a lot more stuff in there too. It was a lot. Well, it was difficult to work around. Oh,
always a lot of good stuff in there, that's for sure. And a lot of Cowboy fans in there. I don't know if you saw, we do have a video up of that, obviously, on our San Antonio Sports Star Instagram. I guess other places too, but there was a line when we came out of Cowboy fans trying to get in this place, waiting to get in this place. And it was a massive amount of fans. And again, it just goes to the theme of renewed optimism, I think, in this Dallas Cowboys football team.
It is. The excitement level is certainly there because the defense is better. Yesterday, first day in pads, and everything that you and I saw and all the reporters that were tweeting about it talked about how the defense won the day, which, again, that should give Cowboy fans a lot of confidence, some optimism that this defense is going to be much improved. You listen to Brian Schottenheimer today, who's also the offensive coordinator. He's like, slow your roll a little bit on the defense dominating.
Yeah, I thought it was really good back and forth. You know, I thought defense did some really good things. I thought the offense responded in the red zone, a couple touchdowns. I thought the padded work was really, really good. There's a clip I showed the guys of the very first play. GP comes down, he cracks Marquise Bell. Demo and Hunter Lepke kind of collide in the hole. Ezraku's folding off the edge. He's unblocked, tags off, doesn't take a side shot. I thought it was really, really good work for the first time. Got the threes more work, which we wanted to do that. We need to get these guys ready to play, some real football, and that was good for them. And it helped us kind of figure out who's up to speed with our system. So overall, I thought it was really, really good.
I don't know, and there were a couple of touchdowns scored. We mentioned that yesterday, but overall, and I think Shotty's just trying to be nice and not hammer the offense, but defense.
Well, that's his unit.
Defense was dominant. But did you hear him say during his press conference today? He actually said he stayed out of the way. Christian Parker running the defense, and then
Clayton Adams.
Yeah, Clayton Adams running the offense, and Shotty just kind of staying out of the way, letting those guys call the game. And Shotty even admitted he paid attention more to the defense yesterday, just to learn how they're doing it and the calls and all that kind of stuff. Not how they're doing it, obviously knows that, but just seeing how Parker handled things in a game-like situation.
And he said he went and watched the film with the defense and whatnot afterwards. So, I mean, all in all, good day, right? The other thing coming out of yesterday's first day in pads, which I'm surprised this early in camp, it's August 4th, that one of the position battles was going to be Nate Thomas and Tyler Guyton at left tackle. And last week, Schottenheimer said that Nate Thomas and Tyler Guyton were going to rotate. Yep. Today, he basically said it's Tyler Guyton.
Yeah, I think he's doing some really great things. I think his sets are very compact. He's in control. He's not oversetting. He's playing the leverage game. His punches have been good. But I don't think that that's anything new to the pads, Patrick. I think that started with him being one of the first guys back in the building. I think February, whatever, I saw him. He was an off-season award winner. I think you feel confidence. Obviously we have the right to, adjust some things. And so we're going to keep him at starting left tackle right now. We talked to Nate and said, Nate needs to show us a little bit more consistent play to push for that. And so, I know we had told you guys about the rotation, so Tyler will stay at left tackle. Excited to see how Nate handles that challenge, but Tyler's playing really, really well.
Well, it is interesting, and I'm happy for Tyler Guyton, I guess. He's playing well at training camp. Week 1 against the Giants, let's see how well he plays there, because let's face it, he needs a good year. He needs a productive year. And the fact that he's beat out somebody here right now means nothing.
Well, I mean, it might mean nothing ultimately, and you heard the coach say he does have the right to change his mind, right? But if he was, as coach said, in there working in February, and he won some of their off-season awards, I don't know, do you take those and put them on the fridge, whatever. In year 3, did the light bulb finally go off? Does he get it now? Is this more of a compliment and big deal that he has figured it out, and the work that he is doing, he has won this job, and the byproduct of that is because the progress that he has apparently made, they want to make sure he's getting every first team rep to get even better, as opposed to rotating to try to figure out what they have. And I'll use the right tackle, Terrence Steele, as an example. If you remember a couple of years ago, now granted, different coaching staff, Mike McCarthy, but Terrence Steele was not good. And they talked about just how much improvement he had in the offseason. And then he came back. He was the starter and then played so damn well, he got that big contract. And so maybe for Tyler Guyton, what we have seen before and our negative opinions, if you will, he has put in the work and improved dramatically to where, second day in pads, first full week of camp, he's already kind of won the job.
Well, and if you listen to Shotty, though, I think a lot of that has to do with Nate Thomas. Said they need to see more consistency from him. So I'm not sure that Guyton actually won the job. Of the two, he's just been more consistent at this point in time. they drafted him number one.
Yeah.
Okay. They're going to give him every opportunity to win that job. But it's just such an important position that, boy, I tell you, I hope he comes through. I mean, obviously, Dak Prescott hopes he comes through and plays well. So we'll see. But Nate Thomas, I like the way Shotty put that. We'll see how he handles that challenge.
Well, and again, I don't want to say like I'm seeing headlines in the Dallas Morning News or even John Machota, no more competition at left tackle.
Yeah.
Tyler Guyton has pulled away, and he might have pulled away. And again, maybe it could be one of two things. Either Nate Thomas is or Tyler Guyton has put in the work and is finally playing at the level he was expected to play at when he was drafted and get him every rep that's there. I thought that was a rather interesting early in camp development with one of these storylines on the offense that we were going to have throughout training camp was the tackle position, because interior of the offensive line is fantastic. It's the tackles that you have your biggest question marks, especially at left tackle.
Yeah, no doubt. So we'll see. And I hope for Tyler Guyton's sake, he has gotten it, and we will see. But he's just got to perform better when they get out there and the lights go on. And the first time he'll have that opportunity is against the New York Football Giants. So we'll see what happens. But right now, yeah. And it's funny because you mentioned Machota in the Dallas Morning News. I saw that headline and I think, well, is that really what Shotty said? And I guess for now, that's what he said.
Yeah, well, he's the starting tackle today.
But I don't know that the competition's over. I'm not sure that that's the case.
You know, you would have to see some regression. Again, they were going to rotate. Now it's all the reps should be going to Guyton at left tackle. And I'd imagine while he didn't get paid today, George Pickens is going to be smiling because Zay Flowers got paid today. And, you know, George Pickens just became more expensive for whatever team signs him after this year. You know, he's playing the tag this year, even though Jerry said he could see George Pickens playing the rest of his career in Dallas. I just don't see how, especially when you start looking at comps where Zay Flowers had his big contract extension.
Yeah, he got a big one today. So did Bijan Robinson, by the way. So Jahmyr Gibbs has got to be smiling, I would think, too.
Yep.
He's coming up for a payday as well with the Detroit Lions. Big money, I tell you what. That's the first thing I said to you. I wonder how George Pickens feels, and he knows he's going to play on the tag, so there's no reason to pout, no reason to do anything. But you're right. I mean, if the Cowboys sign him or it's somebody else, Pickens is in for a hell of a payday.
Well, it's a $140 million deal, $108 million guaranteed for Zay Flowers. Puts him just behind Drake London in terms of average new money per year at $35 million. JSN's contract with Seattle still leads at $42.15 per year. And again, doesn't affect George Pickens today, but it will down the road. And Bijan, he deserves it.
Without a doubt.
He does. I mean,
he's still, I guess, the highest paid running back now in NFL history.
Yeah.
And worth every penny. And I was, you were wondering if Atlanta was going to make the mistake of letting him get away.
No.
And they didn't. They opened up the vault and they're paying that young man. So good for him. Next though is Gibbs with Detroit. We'll see if that shoe falls here pretty quickly.
Yeah. And Jadeveon Clowney talking today to Houston media on why he chose the Houston Texans.
Like I said, my whole thing was to chase the Super Bowl this year. No better place for me to do it here. I think they had great defense last year. I said if I can go there, help them guys. It wasn't about the money because I could have went other places for a little bit more money than this. But I'm like, it's year 13. I started here, go back here, try to win there, and see how rest of my career go. But it's been a great run, man. It's been great. I've been having fun with it.
Is this the last time?
We don't know. Can't speak on. I go year by year, man. But I'm gonna enjoy this one.
Well, it's interesting that he believes that's where he's got the best chance to win a ring, and I can't argue with him. I think he does. I think that Houston team, it could be really special.
Well, I agree. And what I find interesting, because one of the other teams that apparently had interest was Seattle, and they're the defending Super Bowl champions, at least for Jadeveon Clowney. And if money really isn't an issue, does he think Houston obviously has a better chance of going to the Super Bowl than does the Seattle Seahawks? And for the record, by all accounts, Dallas was not interested in bringing him back.
Interesting that they weren't, because he's right. He played pretty well last year for the Dallas Cowboys. One of the bright spots on a not so bright defense.
Yep.
That's very true. We need to take a break. We are here at Cowboys training camp. We're going to switch things up a little bit. We'll talk a little barbecue with the official pit master of the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to do that coming up.
Yeah, Matt Pittman, he just texted. He's walking close to us, running a little late due to cooking. So
well, I hope he's bringing us something.
Exactly. Now I'm curious, what is he going to show up
Yeah, if he
with?
was cooking something, I hope he's cooking something for us. That'll be good. Matt Pittman with Meat Church is going to join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
Coming up on the AJ and Rob Show, episode 1 of Hard Knocks in the book. Real football talk and fake football talk. What's going on with the Cowboys? Did the defense rule the day? That and everything you care about. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Well, we're going to chat about things. Yeah, let's. Can you take a photo with us? Of course. Come on over here.
Shifting online landscape is costing you more in lost opportunity. You need the deep bench expertise of Conrex Digital. We provide more than just a presence. We deliver results. From high converting websites and SEO to engaging social content and lead generation on Google and Meta, we handle it all. Dominate your competition with expert programmatic and streaming TV campaigns. Bold marketing, real results. Visit conrexdigital.com. Conrex Digital makes it happen.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month with Window Nation at 50% off all window styles. Yes, 50% off new, beautiful, energy-efficient windows, plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 years. Call now, 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670 or windownation.com to book a consultation.
Football season is here. 2026 UTSA Roadrunners football season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $110. Secure your seats for all 6 home games at the Alamo Dome, including Navy, Colorado State, and North Texas. Got a big group? Bring your school, business, church, or organization and enjoy exclusive experiences like on-field access, the High Five Tunnel, video board recognition, and more. Learn more at GoUTSA.com. That's GoUTSA.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
If you or someone you love is struggling with alcohol or drug use, you do not have to carry it alone. I'm Peter McCarthy of the San Antonio Council on Alcohol and Drug Awareness, known as CICADA. We help people take the next step with compassion, privacy, and no judgment. You do not need all the answers, just a safe place to start. And 90% of our services are provided at no cost. Call Cicada at 210-225-4741. That's 210-225-4741. Or visit cicada.org.
Football season is almost here, and just in time for kickoff, the new Roo Pub will be open in New Braunfels, in Creekside near the Buc-ee's. You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game, any big event, and the New Braunfels location will be no different. Heading to the coast, check out the Roo Pub in Rockport, and of course the OG Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road is the perfect place for your fantasy draft. Roo Pub number 3, opening soon in New Braunfels. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hi, I am Officer Sarai Walton with the San Antonio Police Department. SAPD is always hiring, and you can apply online if you think you have what it takes to become part of the SAPD family. Submit your application at sapdcareers.com. Once you submit your application, you will be contacted to begin the process. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring. Start your journey to a rewarding career by applying online at sapdcareers.com. That is sapdcareers.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
How about them Cowboys? San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you in part by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Back here at Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinigle. That young man is Jason Minix, and we have a very special guest with us.
We do. Matt Pittman from Meat Church, the official pitmaster for the Dallas Cowboys. And, Matt, I saw you're out here, sent you a message. Dude, you got to come on the show, man.
Man, that was cool. I was out to dinner with some of the fellas, and I saw the message, and I'm like, heck yeah, we'll do this.
You know, and I got to admit, I told this to Joe earlier. I mean, I might be a little bit more excited about this than, I don't know, Jerry, because you got me through COVID. You essentially taught me how to barbecue, and I appreciate it, man, and Meat Church is great.
Well, I appreciate you. COVID, I know it was bad for a lot of people, but it changed our life. Like, our business like quadrupled during COVID. Everybody staying home cooking, and we teach people how to cook. It's kind of what we do, how we market. So it was a good couple years for us.
Matt, I've got to ask you, when did you start cooking like you do and develop a love for it like you have?
So I grew up in the South. I'm from Tennessee, family in Alabama. So I had two Southern grandmas that, I love to cook like Southern food, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, fried okra, sweet tea, that sort of thing. I'm not traditionally trained in barbecue, and this is not a contrived story. But really, my kickoff of cooking in the outdoors started in the red parking lot of Texas Stadium 26 years ago. I was a water boy for the cheerleaders for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
I always tell people in a life.
That's a hell of a job.
Yeah. My line is like, in a life full of bad decisions, I quit that job to buy a season ticket. And we've not won a Super Bowl since, but I digress.
Your fault.
But there was four of us who had one ticket each. And, we got to tailgate. Somebody's got to cook. And I said, I'll do it. And when I look back, I was grilling it first, and then we had a Thanksgiving game. So I fried my first turkey in the red parking lot. I did a shrimp boil out there. And so, I think things taste better when cooked outside. So that's really where I cut my teeth. And then once we had our last two kids, I'm like any other guy with a bunch of time on my hands at home. And I went way deep into it and started Instagram and, just thought I could put a picture of my food on here and tell you how I made it. And we're doing the same thing today. And 26 years later, here I am cooking for that same team.
That is
that's incredible.
Crazy. I want to go back. You're water boy for the cheerleaders.
Yeah. So after college, I drove to Texas Stadium, applied for a job as an usher, and I was on the visiting 40. And it was great. It was, you're talking Jerry Rice, Brett Favre era, loved it. Well, the second year I went back and they said, we want you to do water this year. And I said, what? And they said, water for the cheerleaders. I was like, oh, yeah, I want to do that. So I did that for a long time. And then, it was hard to see the game there. And I'm a big fan. And it was a lot of work. So, I finally bought the season ticket. But, yeah, I tell the cheerleaders now, like, I was colleagues with your alumni back in the day.
I think that's a great story, and so obviously you're a big Cowboys fan, and now you're helping keep them fed.
Yeah, I mean they're good to me. I'm friends with a handful of the guys, and like really good friends with our punter, and we go fishing together. And I've cooked at Dak's place quite a bit, and I mean the cool thing for me at my age is I've become friends with a lot of the guys that I grew up watching. So I officially work with Troy Aikman's beer. So I do a lot with him, doing something with him in 2 weeks, and I mean, it's kind of like a pinch me thing. I tell people the catering aspect of our business, when we don't have a catering arm, you can't call Meat Church and get, food for $100 for your kid's birthday. So I kind of just do what I say, what blows my skirt up. And when, these guys want something, then I'm definitely going to do it. So here we are.
Matt Pittman from Meat Church here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When a guy like Troy Aikman calls you and you're going to his house and whatever it is you're grilling, brisket, ribs, whatever. Are you cooking on site or do you cook it at your shop and bring it over?
It depends. So if the barbecue aspect is generally done in advance, like the best barbecue in the world, you guys know, is here in Texas, and it's generally finished the day before and held, and it improves as it's held in a warmer. So if I'm doing brisket or something, I'm bringing that with me. So like last time I was at Troy's house, we had big beef ribs and stuff. So that works out good. It's held. But I'm usually making the sides on site. It just kind of depends on what the menu is and what kind of equipment they have. Luckily, Troy has a Traeger, so he's got some tools that I can use. And he says he's putting me up to the test later this month. I usually do like a end of summer, beginning of football at his house, which is kind of wild. But it started over a bet. I'm a Bama guy, so he's obviously UCLA, and we made a Sweet 16 bet. If UCLA beat Alabama, I had to cook for him, and they did. And I was like, well, that's a no-lose situation.
yeah, that's a really good deal.
Yeah.
So obviously you've tried a lot of different stuff over the years that you've been doing this, and I'm sure you've made some mistakes. Is there anything that you've done though that surprised you, that it was like, man, this is really good?
Man, that's a tough one. One of my guys who's here on this trip with me, I was giving him a hard time about something, and he looked at me last night. He said, "You're the best cook I've ever met." And I said, "All right, you're really looking for a raise."
Yeah,
I'm blessed to have like a knack for cooking. So I don't know, man. I mean, I certainly mess things up, but I just tell people it's about, you got to go do it. You got to mess up, and luckily I don't mess up a lot. When I do, those don't make social media. But I think the thing I'm gifted at two things: cooking and I guess you'd say marketing of it. So those things both come pretty easy to me.
Awesome.
And you're coming up, obviously the Holy Gospel, all of them. I mean, how do you decide how you're going to come up with your new flavor? I know you just came out with another one. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm curious because every time you put something out, it's like, all right, well, it's going to be good.
Well, that's actually funny you bring that up too, because we just launched, as you mentioned, garlic jalapeno blanco, which is a variant of our #1 seasoning blanco, which goes on everything. And it crushed the first week, like set records. And I looked at my wife and I was like, when I look back over the last 4 we've done, Holy Voodoo, Blanco, this new Blanco, Hail Mary, they've all crushed. And I'm like, man, surely we're going to swing and miss, at some point, which I've got a couple that I, don't love back from our early years. But there's no product guy in our company. It's just kind of like I get on a whim. And the one that just released, I started last summer, had an idea, tweaked it. And then I'll kind of, just mess with it. And I have 19 other priorities. And then a few weeks ago, I'm like, hey, we need to get that out the door. So I'm in that process again already. I really want to launch a wild game rub for the fall. I don't know if I've got enough time, but I hunt a lot in South Texas and really, really want to do that. So it's just kind of when I feel like it.
So you and your family are the taste testers for a new product like that.
Absolutely. My wife is my toughest critic. I tell people she's only ever given me 3 compliments, and that's probably not an exaggeration. I mean, she thinks I can cook, but she keeps me grounded for sure.
All right. I have a challenge for you. I was in the Grand Caymans a couple of weeks ago, and I went to a place, and they had jerk pork ribs.
Yeah.
They were hot as hell, and I need to make them a little bit less hot.
Yeah.
And so I was looking online, and there's all kinds of different products out there for jerk chicken, but not ribs. And I was like, well, how different can it be? But I know they're going to be way too hot for me.
Yeah.
How do you decide to come up with something. And if you have like because they were really good. I've never seen jerk ribs before, jerk chicken, sure. But how do you decide what would be the best way to where it's a more universal flavor palette? Because that's what most of your products are.
Yeah, that's important because we have a seasoning called Honey Hog Hot, which has jalapeno in it. And I have said for 10 years, the fact that it says hot in the title probably cuts the sales in half.
Yep.
And it's not that hot. So we've been talking about rebranding it to Honey Hog Jalapeno. But, you know, I always want to be middle of the road. And I kind of follow the Apple model, less SKUs. I mean, that doesn't seem the case now. We've got so many products, but we're not trying to be all things to all people. But if you make something too crazy, you know, your sales are going to be limited. And then my goal is not to have 100 seasonings. It's, you know, I want people to grab mine for the majority of what they do. I always said, if you Googled the top 10 barbecue items, brisket, ribs, chicken, I want seasonings for those things. And then as interesting things come along, you know, so be it. But I don't want some crazy niche stuff. And to your point, when something's really hot, you're not going to sell a lot of it. Although people that love it, you know.
You know, Matt, it's interesting. And Jason, when we started the interview, talked about, you know, you teaching him and getting him through COVID. To me, and I'm curious to hear what you think, that's got to be the biggest compliment I think you could get. Like, man, I tried your recipe and it turned out it's the best I've ever had.
So, you know, I think that chefs have restaurants, obviously, A, to make money, but B, they like to have somebody pat them on the back and say, that's the best steak I've ever had. But to your point, when I walk around or when I travel and people will say, the number one thing we hear is I made your turkey, because we've got 24 turkey recipes and we're really known for our holiday cooking. And I always hear, I did your turkey, my family loved it. And I'm like, man, we helped somebody. So here's a sports example of that. I was at the Masters this year and I did food content for the Masters. So they sent a photographer, video guy with me around the course. And at the end of the day, he said, you know, I do this every year with famous people like Luke Bryan, whoever, and they all get recognized and get pictures. He said, but something was different about you. These people thanked you all day. And he's like, you're like helping people. And I was like, that's pretty cool. That was a cool compliment.
Yeah.
Well, it is, but it's true. I mean, before COVID, all my barbecue attempts ended with a Papa John's delivery. And, you know, COVID happens and, you know, we start grilling because what else is there? The barbecue community is very friendly. Everybody's giving ideas. My co-host at the time is a big time barbecuer. And I don't know how. My wife's a nurse. She's gone all day and we're doing shows from the kitchen. And how do you figure it out? Your videos were great and trying them and going from there.
I mean, my whole goal is I make straightforward how-to cooking videos. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm trying to convince you this is easy to make and you can go make it and you can be the hero. Then you feel good. And, you know, hopefully you buy our stuff along the way. But, you know, we've sold enough and got enough customers that I enjoy doing it. You know, my wife's like, when are you going to quit doing this? She also would tell you we release video every Wednesday at 10 on our, you know, YouTube channel and we promote it on socials. I got to have these videos. Like if I get down and go, man, we don't have a video next week, the world stops for me. And it's that important to me, and it's hard to explain, but it's a passion. I do enjoy it, and that's why I do it.
I've got to ask you a question because I'm not the griller that Jason is. I try, and there's some things that I can do, but I was always hesitant to buy a Traeger, and you mentioned a Traeger because I always thought that was like an easy bake oven. Yeah. And I just like use a Traeger a lot. And what is your thought on a smoker like that?
Yeah, I mean, great question. 12 years ago or so, I was sponsored by Big Green Egg, and I kind of made fun of Traegers. And you know, really what happened, I came to this realization that especially in like 2026, people are busy. I'm way busier than my dad was. Whether you're working, you got a bunch of kids, whatever the case is, it's this simple. A pellet grill will allow you to cook outside more often than you otherwise could, because you guys could be cooking barbecue right now while you're at work and it's going. Now, with that said, there's nothing more therapeutic than cooking on an offset, drinking a beer, hanging out. But I don't have a lot of days where I have 12 hours. If that was my full-time job, like to own a restaurant, cool. But otherwise, with, you know, little kids that are in sports and everything else, I'm not home all day long to run an offset. So, you know, if money is an issue, I think people should have both. But I think everyone should have a pellet grill. I mean, you'll never use your oven again. They're just smoky ovens, but they taste better.
Yeah, they do taste better. And for the record, because I've got a Traeger, I've got a Kamado, Weber, I've got Blackstone. He now has a Traeger too, because of what I say, I don't give a damn what you can make fun of me all you want. Is the end result good meat, and 100%. You got a great meal, it doesn't matter. In the end result, now he's got a Traeger.
Well, I go back and tell people like that, because there's a lot of infighting amongst, you know, brands of grills and types of grills, and I'm like, you know what, in 10 years you're going to remember the memories of hanging out with your buddy, your friends and family, not what you cooked it on. So you got to get past that, or people, you know.
You know, Matt, what's crazy about that, I never was able to cook a brisket on just a wood fire or whatever. I just ruined them all the time, and I just didn't have to check them all. Traeger, and you talk about compliments, because I do one for Thanksgiving. We get a big get together for Thanksgiving. I get more compliments on that brisket than anything. And you're right. It's just a great feeling.
100%. I mean, Thanksgiving for me is the Super Bowl of cooking.
Yeah.
Everybody's at your house or looking at what you're doing. And, we started a thing where we start grilling steaks on Thanksgiving. By the time we get to Thanksgiving, I've already cooked and eaten so many turkeys for a social that I don't want to see a turkey for another year.
Very true. Now, you are the perfect guy to ask a question for. You're not a Lincoln Riley guy, are you?
No.
All right.
I don't know where this is going.
I mean, that brisket looked awful, right? And the other day he was doing a deal with Barstool and said that he gave it a Worcestershire bath or whatever.
Okay.
Do you buy any of that?
So I use my binder on a brisket is yellow mustard. People do different things. I can tell you right now, the Worcestershire sauce is not why that brisket looked like crap.
I mean, would that make the smoke ring completely disappear?
No, not at all.
Would it make it look like beef jerky?
No.
All right.
No,
he
definitely
Lincoln Riley's full of crap.
Yes. 100%. That's why he got banished to California.
So, official pit master of the Dallas Cowboys. I was telling Jason when you were coming on that Cowboys game, you were there and you were like teaching a class or doing something like. Do you do that every game?
No. I mean, it's funny. Somebody with the Cowboys asked me last week, like, what's your game day routine? I said to drink a bunch of beer and watch football. But there'll be, a handful of games I do something. Like maybe I'm working with a partner. I've got some mutual partners with the Cowboys, and we'll do like an activation, like do something for Yeti. Last year we did a bunch of stuff with Pepsi. But most games I'm there as a fan with my family, just because I enjoy it. I mean, we could be busy every game, and I kind of have to tell the Cowboys and other people, like, hey, the Cowboys are great to me, by the way. They're like, go, do your thing. But I don't have official responsibilities with the Cowboys. I think a lot of people on the internet think that I'm like pumping the guys full of brisket game morning, which is they eat very healthy. This is a reward for them. They don't eat like this all the time. And the nutritionist, Scott Sainer, a good friend of mine, he brought me in, and I've told him years ago, thank you for doing this. And, I said, there's some nutritionists that don't allow it. And he said, man, what you eat once a week is not going to hurt you. And the guys are going to remember this. And I mean, I walk in and they see me and they're stoked. So, it's worth it.
Well, yeah, they see you coming. They know they're about to eat really well. So what is on the menu today?
So today we're actually doing steaks today is the primary thing. So I brought in 44 Farms ribeyes from Cameron, Texas. Beautiful ranch owned by the former president of the Astros, Bob McLaren, sports guy. So we're grilling 200 ribeyes over live fire, and then I'm making a ton of barbecue chicken, and it's what I call old school barbecue chicken, really saucy. You're going to get messy when you eat it. But the last time we cooked for the team, we had 3 meats, and the chicken was one of them, and it 100% was consumed. So coming out here, we were like, you know what, we should do that. They like that, and then we've got all kinds of sides. Luckily for me, the Cowboys chefs back home are here as well, so they're executing all the sides for us. So we're focused on all the meat, but the Cowboys hauled my smoker all the way out here from Frisco and hauled my 5-foot fire table out here. So yeah, I've got my mill scale smoker back here right in the middle of this hotel, where everybody's staying. So you can smell it probably.
200 ribeyes.
Oh yeah.
How big are these ribeyes?
They're about an inch. I wish they were 1.5 inches, but for what we got to do today, we're going inch. Holy cow. And a little bit of my new garlic jalapeno blanco on them. Yeah.
Now, is that your steak of choice when you want a steak? Is a ribeye?
100%. I mean, nothing beats a ribeye. I have to deal with, like, in my family, the ladies in my family don't like the fat in a ribeye. I'm like, the fat's flavor.
Yes. Eat it. Right. 200 ribeyes, and I know you have the chicken, but with the amount of dudes that are out here, I can't imagine 200 doesn't feel like it's enough.
Yeah, I go by what they tell me. There are the other options too, in case somebody wants to eat lighter. So some people won't eat it. The linemen will have 2 apiece.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I mean the players will eat first before the support staff gets in there. So, you better get in line.
Exactly. All right, Matt, I've got to ask you because we got a comment on our YouTube page here. Just to be clear, the jalapeno garlic seasoning has already dropped, correct?
It came out last Monday, last week, and you can get it on meatchurch.com. It's in retailers, but it's kind of slow rolling. It's just as people bring things in. So it's out in the retail world as well, but it's been out for a week.
No, all right. So the website probably the best if somebody wanted to get it quick, because I know
Absolutely.
Academy, you've got some at various HEBs are all a little different. Some places in San Antonio, I know Barbecue Outfitters, Ace, and Tri-County Meat Market carry your products.
You actually just covered the main ones. It's hitting Academy right now. It's hitting Aces right now. It's not going to be in all the HEBs yet. It's in my local one, but big stores like grocery stores, they're slow to turn just by nature of shelf space and planning. So it'll take a little more there. But yeah, meatchurch.com, it'll be shipped out that day or the next at the latest.
Can we go get in line for one of those ribeyes?
I feel like you should.
I don't know if we're allowed back there.
Yeah,
but you probably know somebody that did. I mean, we come out here, we make ham sandwiches. I mean, it sucks. We rough it out here.
I know.
That's why they bring me in. They don't want to eat peanut butter jelly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Matt, this has been a lot of fun, man. Thanks for taking some time during practice.
Really appreciate you guys reaching out to me. This is fun.
No, thank you, Matt. Appreciate it very much. Boy, I tell you what, it's that was interesting. Very good conversation, no doubt about it. We will get back to some Cowboys football, let you know what's happening. They are still practicing as we speak out there. Second day in pads. We are live from Oxnard, California, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Got to tell you, though, about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. Love talking about these folks. Stevens Roofing and Solar, they're the absolute best in the business. And I say that because I've got facts to back it up. They've been in business since 1983. 1983. That should tell you everything you need to know about the fine folks at Stevens Roofing and Solar, what they do, how they take care of their customers, the quality of the work that they do. Stevens Roofing and Solar is the absolute best. If you've been thinking about, maybe you need to get your roof checked out, Stevens Roofing and Solar is where you need to go and who you need to call. 210-785-0994. Tell them you want a team to come out to your house. You want them to inspect your roof. They'll do it for free, and you have no obligation to stick with them. That's just what they do. If they find something, they'll let you know. If it's a small problem, you might want to get that taken care of before it turns into a big problem. But you've got the best in the business right there on your roof right now. Let them do the work because you know it's going to be done right. Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994, or visit them online at stevensroofing.net.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Get it first. Get it fast. Get it now. Full coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio.
How about them Cowboys?
Live from Oxnard, California. KTFM, Floresville, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Missions fans, celebrate Tuesdays for the Cultura at Wolf Stadium with AARP $2 Tuesdays. Presented by San Antonio Sports Star. $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more every Tuesday home game. Get your tickets at samissions.com.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to go, and life to live. Christus Health, your life, our purpose. Find care near you at christushealth.org.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
San Antonio Sports Star sending our boys to see the boys. Our AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California continues all this week. Sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Couple of big deals being done today in the NFL. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson agreed to terms on a 3-year extension worth up to $75 million, including $51 million guaranteed. Makes him the highest paid running back in NFL history. Baltimore Ravens 2-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Zay Flowers reached an agreement today on a 4-year, $140 million extension. That includes $108 million guaranteed.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Back here live in Oxnard, California, this is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, covering the boys who are still out there practicing. Malachi Lawrence, when they're done practicing, will take a seat in here with us, and we will chat with him. First round pick, rookie here with the Dallas Cowboy linebacker, and looking forward to talking to him. He's turning some heads here. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and here we go.
Here we go. Here we got him.
Don't do that.
Here we got
Don't do that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're out there. Shotty with a press conference before they got started at practice today, and yeah, always interesting. You always get a nugget or two from Shotty, but now they're out doing the hard work.
Well, that's it. And about to go into the team drill, so we'll get some info in a bit. Although I will say, maybe not what you were getting yesterday. You know, I was all set to kind of hammer the Houston Texans, and to a degree, we will. But the Dallas Cowboys have now done it, so we'll hammer the Dallas Cowboys. The Houston Texans have a deal. Signs protect the team. It feels so dumb. They don't want any videos out, including fans taking video and posting. When we talked to John McClain about that policy last week, he said he'll just retweet the fans. Well, there's video of Texan staffers, some poor intern. His job is to go tell people to stop taking video cameras, right? Stop taking video and go from there. Kind of bizarre. Well, the Dallas Cowboys sent an email right before practice. Cell phone video and photographs are not permissible during team periods. Television cameras are limited to tight shots only, and the footage may not be used on social media platforms.
There's a difference, though. They're not confiscating the fans, not allowing them to do that. I'm not sure what's going on with the Texans and why they're so paranoid about. Look, here's what
the Patriot way.
Here's what I've learned about football of any variety, whether it's high school or pros. Most teams know exactly what you're going to do. Now, there's some you can throw in some glitches here and there, but for the most part, everybody's got scouts. Everybody's seen what you do. Everybody's going to see what you do. And I just I think some of this goes a little too far. And I certainly think the Texans have gone way too far in what they're doing, not even allowing the fans to take videos. To me, it's just it's ridiculous.
A big sign, protect the team. No photos, videos, or posting from play-by-play during team periods. Come on. Why let them in?
Well, right? I don't know.
No.
I guess just to watch and they have it in their memory bank.
Well, that's it. Now, granted, photos when they're, I don't know, stretching, you can do that. But team period stuff. And again, Bill O'Brien, remember, he basically ran us off. I mean, Kubiak was the coach. We were doing our show during practice in the bubble. No big deal. Then O'Brien, all right, you can't be, you can't, and there's certain things that you can't do, but all of it. Well, one year, and I know I've told this story before, but it still just blows my mind that, they moved us to do the show not at the practice bubble, but inside the stadium in one of the broadcast booths in the stadium. And so we're up there doing our show. Obviously, at that point, we went till 7:00 at night, and we're in the middle of our show, and they come into the stadium, and no other media is around. I don't think that, whatever they're doing, right? And they realized that we were up there doing the show, and all of a sudden there were people up there we're in the middle of the show putting a black curtain over the window so we could not watch or see what was going on the field.
Unbelievable.
And I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Unbelievable.
It's sometimes when I talk to these high school coaches that are being all coy, I'm like, one, I'm not going to tell the other coach anything that you tell me. I mean, I'm not. But if you're worried about the radio guy telling the coach something, you probably shouldn't be the coach.
Well, absolutely.
Or that guy shouldn't be the coach if he's asking me for info.
Well, and let me just tell you how it works here. And I'm sure it's similar with the Texans. Anybody can walk in here. It's free. All right. You can walk in here. You can sit in the stands. You can gather wherever the fans go. Now, if you can't take videos, that's one thing. But what's to keep a New York Giants scout from walking in looking like a fan and just writing down everything that he sees?
Yep.
I mean, it's just that simple to do it. And so I just think, and maybe the video portion of it, they don't want that. I'm not sure, but I don't know. To me, it's gone a little too far. Craziness.
And again, don't put it on social. So, a lot of the content that you were seeing, and John, we were talking about it earlier today with John Machota from The Athletic. Although he did just post something from 12 minutes ago, some video. Maybe that's not team period stuff. So we'll go from there. I just find it bizarre.
Yes, but very bizarre.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know something that's bizarre?
What's that?
Let's talk about it during the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Brought to you by Novu Brazil Brewery in North Star Mall. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Nick Saban must be one tough SOB to work for.
Or just a real wiener. One of the two. I don't know.
I think the both.
I love wieners.
Are there. But there is a great story today. Pete Golding is telling this story about when they were on the staff. And it's the springtime. They're supposed to be breaking down tape. Nick Saban would disappear for a couple hours, not tell anybody where he's going. Well, he was going to play golf. And apparently there's two fancy courses there that you can go play at. So they would always try to figure out which one he was going to so they could all sneak off and go to another course. Well, they got some bad intel, probably because they listened to our radio guy. And they ended up at the same course that Nick Saban was at. And they didn't realize that until they're going through. And great story, Sark hits a hole-in-one. But right before Sark hits the hole-in-one, they realized, oh, crap. Nick Saban is right over there. And they had not made eye contact, all that kind of stuff. But you hit a hole-in-one and you can't celebrate. You can't make all the noise that you would normally make because Nick Saban is right there. Well, Nick Saban apparently is playing with the golf pro who saw the shot, asked who it was, and they were all busted for playing golf when they should have been breaking down film in the spring.
Well, and again, whoever gave him that info hopefully got a talking to when they got back. They gave him some bad info. And it's kind of ridiculous, I guess. But, it's hard to argue with the success that Nick Saban had. So, sometimes the method doesn't seem right. It seems a little harsh, but the results prove that maybe it was okay.
In the spring, all right, boys, you get all your work done, go play some golf. I don't know. I just, and for them to be that afraid of Nick Saban.
Well, I'd be afraid of Nick Saban.
If you're working for the man and you get to know him?
I'd be afraid of him anyway. Are you kidding me?
Maybe.
I just would. I mean, look, you look at Golding. He's got a job now, right, at Ole Miss. You look at Sark. He's University of Texas.
Yep.
So, I mean, these guys, stop whining about it. I mean, my goodness.
Do you think you could stay quiet if you ever hit a hole-in-one?
No. It might be worth getting fired over, I guess. I don't know. Never have. Dadgummit, never hit a hole-in-one. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Unbelievable.
You've never hit a hole-in-one, Pledge?
No, never had a hole-in-one.
Man, you suck.
I've come close, but never have made one. Which, we're not playing horseshoes, so I guess it doesn't matter.
No, I came close once.
Yeah.
Playing at the Bandit, little par 3. Bounced, hit the pole, rolled about, 3-4 feet away. Then I missed the putt. Ended up with a par.
Yeah, that figures. Oh, man. Yeah, that just, that's like adding insult to injury, for sure.
And again, if the flag wasn't there, I think it would have just dropped right in because it was at the bottom part of the pole where it hit. And then I missed the putt.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
that really is.
Kind of like a dude missing out on an easy $17,000 because he was greedy. Davante Adams with one hell of a story when he showed up to the New York Jets.
The kid, the story about the kid from the Jets, right? You ever hear about that? I told that story.
Which one?
That told me he wanted $1 million for it. I showed up when I first got to the Jets day one. I came in with my backpack and I'm like, it was the off day Tuesday, so a couple guys were in there. I'm like looking for him. I got $17,000 cash in my backpack, and I'm thinking like this ain't nothing crazy, but like certainly to give up your number as a rookie, like you ain't did yet.
Yeah.
Like it was like it was week 6, and I think he played 4 plays at that point. I'm like, you have no attachment to this right now.
Right.
I'll pay for your whole family to get new jerseys, whatever, because they go out and spend their money on it. However many jerseys you need me to buy, I'll do that. And how about $17,000 for the number 17? He said, it's great to have you, big bro. I can't wait to learn from you, but I'm gonna need $1 million. So I went straight to Woody and said, give me 17, bro. And he just took it off of me.
No way. You get the 17,000.
Nah.
That's what happens with greed, dude. That is hilarious.
Greed is a killer sometimes. 17. First of all, Davante Adams acts like that's no big deal. He's carrying $17,000 in his backpack.
Yeah,
I'm like, what? That's just one part of that is strange. The second part, $1 million. Come on, dude. You're a rookie. You don't play. And you give up your number and take the $17,000. Plus, he said he'd buy his whole family new jerseys.
Now the guy didn't get the $17,000 or his parents,
the new jerseys,
getting his jerseys paid for. Apparently, that's comical.
Yeah,
you got to believe. I want to believe when there was rumors about the trade. There had to be somebody say, dude, man, charge him $1 million. Somebody gave him some
Somebody
advice.
did, yeah.
Now, it also might be hazing or a form of it because $1 million bucks. I don't know. The negotiation, it went south. But the dude's offering you $17,000. You don't carry $17,000 in your backpack?
No, I don't.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know how that happens. See, here's shows you that Davante Adams is a good dude. He could have gone and gotten that jersey without even asking this guy.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was going to give him money and buy his family new jerseys, to me, what a great guy.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he got nothing.
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 Serves him right.
I mean, wonder if the guy would have been like, well, what about 25 or 50? Negotiating. But to go, here's a $17,000 offer. And you're going to come back with $1 million?
$1 million.
$1 million.
Unbelievable.
And the other part of it, you also wonder if I'm surprised that whoever hands out the numbers didn't already come to him and say, dude, you're going to have to give up 17. What other number do you want before Davante even got to the building?
Unreal.
Yeah.
Dude. Well, he learned a valuable lesson that day, I think, that a bird in the hand sometimes is what's the saying? Bird in the hand better than something in the bush. I'm not sure what that.
I have no idea.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
I don't think they do.
They do.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm not sure. There's a saying that goes something like that. Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush or something like that.
It's like that old saying your grandma used to have. You know the one.
Yeah, that one. You know how it goes. That's the one.
Yeah.
Particularly, maybe some bad news for the Cowboys. Joseph Hoyt has tweeted out that safety Elijah Clark helped off the field, moving very gingerly. He was in coverage on a deep ball. So hopefully he's okay. But that's the things you don't want to hear. You don't want to see those things. Although I'll wrap that up with some good news here. Look at this catch by Jake Ferguson.
Oh, here we go.
I'm telling you, look at that thing. Boom.
Here we go.
Dak throws it way behind him. He has to turn and go way behind him. Watch the video.
Dude,
it's unbelievable.
You realize we do a radio show?
I'm just saying
here, watch the video.
Well, I'm just saying watch it during the break. I'm doing play-by-play here.
Dude.
I mean, Dak Prescott back to pass, fires over the middle behind Jake Ferguson, who makes a hell of a catch.
Yeah.
Who tweeted it?
Great job, Jake. Great job, Jake. That was incredible. Incredible. We got to take a break. When we come back, though, college football could be changing as we know it very soon. As a matter of fact, we'll let you know why and how quickly that could change when we return live from Cowboys training camp here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, low testosterone can contribute to low energy, brain fog, lack of motivation, mood changes, reduced sex drive. Even if you're having trouble dealing with the August heat, that could also be declining testosterone levels. You need to get into Synergenics, testosterone and weight loss, and take the free testosterone test. You know, they say 40 is the new 20. Guys in their 40s, 50s, 60s, they now have the testosterone levels of their 20s. If you want that energy back, you want that drive back, the libido of your younger self, get into Synergenics testosterone and weight loss. You go in, you take the free test. If you need it, you're going to get a comprehensive evaluation with a licensed provider to determine the TRT that's right for you, because every plan is custom to you, the patient, the individual patient. At Synergenics, they only use non-compounded pharmaceutical-grade testosterone. Most major insurance is accepted. Don't settle for feeling less than your best. Schedule that free testosterone test at synergenicshealth.com. Feel great, look great, live your best life. Book that appointment now at synergenicshealth.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
Coming up on the AJ and Rob Show, episode 1 of Hard Knocks in the book. Real football talk and fake football talk. What's going on with the Cowboys with the defense rule of the day? That and everything you care about. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
$30 million in guaranteed prizes. Cash in this football season in Las Vegas with 3 Circus Sports contests. Entry starting at $1,000, all with no rate. Circa Million, 18 weeks of point spread action. Circus Survivor, pick one winner each week, no point spread. And the Big Daddy, Circa Grandissimo, with a $100,000 entry fee. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $30 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now.
Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
On BritBox, your next hidden gem is right around the corner.
If you're going to be bold, here is the place to do it.
Get ready for Britain's most anticipated series, streaming exclusively on BritBox. Catch new seasons of favourites, including Ludwig, starring David Mitchell.
You want someone to get murdered?
And the eagerly awaited new adaptation of Agatha Christie's iconic detective duo, Tommy and Tuppence.
Do you think we're actually really good at this?
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments, clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Back here live at Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix, and the Cowboys still out there practicing. When they are done, rookie Malachi Lawrence is going to join us here on the Blitz sometime in the 3:30 to 4 o'clock window.
Yeah, I mean, give or take. The next, 45 minutes, we expect him to sit out.
45 minutes? Roughly
3:20,
give or take. Yeah,
we'll see. What time is it?
It's 3:20.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Right, 25 minutes.
Okay,
give or take.
College football. I don't know if you've been following this. The folks that are listening to us now, watching us, but the feds up in Washington have a bill that they need to vote on. And apparently the SEC yesterday or this morning came out and gave their blessing to this particular bill, which was lacking.
Yeah, well, that and the Big Ten. And
the Big Ten.
So those two are supporting the Protect College Sports Act, which seemingly is a little bit of a surprise because kind of felt like during both the SEC media days and the Big Ten media days, they weren't agreeing on some things. And so was this actually going to go anywhere? And I still don't know if this bipartisan bill will actually go anywhere.
Well, don't know, but and I know your favorite senator, Ted Cruz, has asked for the Senate to stick around. Apparently they're about to go on vacation for what they call their August recess. He wants them to stick around and vote on this bill. To get it done before they go on vacation. We'll see if that happens or not. Standing in the way of a man's vacation, that's difficult. The one of the things in this bill, though, according to Ross Dillinger of Yahoo, is the national championship game would be played no later than January 8th. They can't extend it, I guess, is what he's saying. But January 8th, and I know that's been a lot of people's complaints that the college football season not only goes that long, but you have that 3 week to a month wait. It seems like it's at some point in time.
Well, and also because of the portal window, because the athletic football calendar doesn't match up with the academic calendar. If you hit the portal, your classes have already started at that other university. Like this year, the national championship game is January 25th.
Yeah.
Last year, it was January 19th. So they want to make sure that the championship game falls prior to the start of that spring semester. And again, you do lose a lot as it continues to go because our focus is now more on the NFL and their playoffs. Obviously, basketball is going on, and there's just so much time between rounds. Like Texas A&M and last year, they had forever to play their first game, and they looked like they had been off for forever.
Yes. It's just not a good thing. I really like that, the January 8th thing where they would get it done. It would be over. The other thing this bill does, according to Ross Dillinger, it protects that window for Army-Navy.
Yep.
So that will be there, and nothing can change that. So that's a good thing as well. It looks like, for the most part, this bill will get some changes that some people have been asking for. It basically provides some guidelines for what's been going on and what's happening in college football, and maybe just puts a little bit of a fence around where it could have gone had you not had something like this. And they have to do it federally because everybody's got to abide by it.
I do wonder, though, because both the Big Ten and SEC are now supporting the Protect College Sports Act. If this gets passed, how quickly before the first lawsuit happens? Because one of the other things that Ross Dillinger at Yahoo reported talked about some money. Some of these smaller conferences might be able to get some of the TV revenue from the bigger conferences to help keep them afloat and competitive. It's a start. I mean, there still needs to be some sort of national salary cap because, the SEC can't impose a salary cap that is greater than or less than what the Big Ten can do. And those are the two right now that ultimately are making all the decisions, and everybody else is just going to have to fall in line.
Well, and I love this too. They have a Lane Kiffin rule in this bill. Mid-season football coaching moves are prohibited. So if you start the season at Ole Miss, you finish the season at Ole Miss. You can't run off to LSU in the middle of the season. So, and if you do, according to this, a season-long suspension the following year. So that would pretty much end any kind of college poaching a coach in the middle of the season. I think that's a good thing. I mean, some of the things in here, and obviously the SEC and the Big Ten didn't agree on everything, and they're not getting everything that they want. But I think for the most part, this is a good bill. The only question is, will they stick around and get it done, or is it going to take some time?
Well, and again, hopefully, I mean, there have been some positive changes like the one portal window, something like this. There's a lot of good in this if they can actually agree to it. But we'll see if they can get it done and before everybody goes on vacation because, football season is right around the corner. I don't know how quickly it will be able to implement this. Obviously, this year's national championship game is already set. But but for next year and moving forward, that January 8th is going to be interesting. So the idea of next year and January 8th for a national championship game, that means the majority of the bowl games are all going to be over by New Year's Day, which is when I think a lot of people wanted the national championship game. But if the playoffs, and you have some big playoffs there, and then they get to the championship game on the 8th, I think a lot of people will live with that. I know we don't really care about preseason polls, but the college football preseason poll is out, at least for the coaches. Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Texas at number 4. They did get 2 first-place votes. Notre Dame at 5, Texas A&M at 8, Texas Tech at 12, and Houston is at 24.
Wow.
SMU is at 20.
Well, again, and we have to have this. I mean, obviously, I think college football fans want it, but to me, those polls are worthless. They're absolutely worthless. And I know I've said this before, but Mac Brown, my hero, says that poll shouldn't come out till after the 5th week of the season.
Yep.
And there's so much to that, but what will we have to talk about, and how could we do that? So you got Texas at 4. Who's ahead of them? Ohio State, Georgia, and who? Tell me.
Oregon.
Okay.
Oregon is number 2. Ohio State 1, 2 Big Tens. Georgia and Texas, 2 SECs at 3 and 4. And then you get Notre Dame. Indiana's at 6, Miami at 7, A&M at 8, Oklahoma at 9, Ole Miss at number 10.
How about that?
By the way, LSU, 13.
I saw somebody, one of the college football experts yesterday, picking Oregon to win the national championship. So they must have a pretty good squad there. Obviously, their quarterback's back.
Absolutely. Their quarterback is back. And while we wait for the Cowboys' first-round pick to show up.
Yeah, let's take a break because we've got some news coming out of Spursville. R.C. Buford responding to the mayor and her request. We'll tell you what happened there as we continue live here in Oxnard, California, Dallas Cowboys training camp. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Wouldn't it be cool? One of the coolest things about being here in California is driving up the Pacific Coast Highway. And I know there's some beautiful places in San Antonio and the Hill Country as well. Wouldn't it be cool if you could drive, I don't know, like a Lamborghini or one of those luxury exotic vehicles, and you didn't have to buy it? Wouldn't it be cool just to cruise around at just special places like that and just have some fun, look like a big shot, and just enjoy yourself? Well, guess what? There is a company in San Antonio that can make all of those dreams come true. Pascucci Prestige is what they're called. PascucciPrestige.com. That's their website. Now, look, if you've been thinking about this, maybe you've been thinking about buying a car like that. Well, let me tell you why this is better. Because you don't have to deal with insurance. You don't have to deal with maintenance. You don't have to deal with anything. You just pick up the car, you drive it, and then you return it, and that's pretty much it. Think about somebody that's got one, if you know somebody that does. How often do they drive it? Probably keep it in their garage most of the time anyway. If you become a founding member of Pascucci Prestige, and that's what they're looking for right now, you're going to get exclusive perks. Instead of owning just that one car, you get access to an incredible fleet of luxury and exotic vehicles. Look, perfect for date nights. Maybe it's your anniversary. Maybe you want to take the kid to school the first day looking all schwanky in a nice new car, something that's good. Give the kid a little street cred, if you know what I mean, right? You get 5 driving days every month, 1,000 miles every month, early access to brand new vehicles. Founding members get in at the beginning and become part of something very exclusive. Look, if you've been thinking about driving something extraordinary, now is the time. I want you to go to PascucciPrestige.com, PASCUCCI Prestige.com, and you can ask about becoming a founding member. Those spots are going fast. Do it now.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Missions fans, get ready for AARP $2 Tuesdays at Wolf Stadium, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Enjoy $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more at every Tuesday home game. First pitch at 7:05. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at SAMissions.com.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month with Window Nation at 50% off all window styles. Yes, 50% off new, beautiful, energy-efficient windows, plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 years. Call now, 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670 or windownation.com to book a consultation.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief-cation. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
When snack time calls, Pork Rinds answers. Be your own crunch time hero with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Skip the chip and go straight for the ultimate crunch that's low carb, high protein, and loaded with bold flavor. We're talking sweet barbecue or hot honey. Yeah, it's that good. Snack smarter, crunch harder. Stock up on Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B or head to porkrinds.com. Make Southern Recipe your crunch time hero.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
Progressive presents Perfectly Bad Excuses for Missing Stuff to Spend More Time on Your Motorcycle.
Hey, Suze, can't make it to your party. Gotta defrost some chicken. There's tenders, boneless thighs. Gotta keep an eye on it.
Now that was a bad excuse. If you love your vehicle this much, get customized coverage from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
San Antonio Sports Star is sending our boys to see the boys. Our AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California continues all this week. Sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How about them Cowboys?
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you in part by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Proud to be the South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys as they get ready for what could be a very magical season. Who knows? The hope is there. The optimism is there. That is for sure. And we're live here on the tennis courts in Oxnard, California, where the Cowboys are out on the practice field. Malachi Lawrence, a rookie, is going to join us as soon as practice is over. So he could walk in at any moment, and we will be ready for him. I'm Joe. He's Jason.
And while we wait for Malachi Lawrence, the San Antonio Spurs have just released a response, a letter from R.C. Buford. And this is the perfect response from the San Antonio Spurs in the mayor wanting a second vote, another vote in November.
No doubt about it. He just simply lays out, look, this we've already had a vote. It was approved. Let's move forward. That's basically what he's saying. And what I like how he lays this out is he says just during the playoffs, how much money the city of San Antonio made. Now, his is an economic analysis, he says, estimated $164 million in net spending to the city of San Antonio and $3.4 million in city tax revenue, including $1.4 million toward the general fund.
That the general fund, isn't that what we're talking about?
That's exactly what we're talking about.
We know what this means. And again, we need to move forward together. He writes that. Now is the time to move forward together. And last November, the people of Bexar County made their voices heard. They approved a shared vision that invests in a new downtown home for the Spurs. And again, I think a big part of it, while the city is trying to figure out how to solve the $158 million deficit, this isn't going to do it. The city's contribution, as RC writes, and we've talked about, you can't spend this money on other stuff. It comes from a visitor-based revenue collected at the Texas state level that is legally restricted to venues and tourism-related projects. It cannot be redirected to street, schools, public safety, or other general services. This is not a burden placed on local families. It is a way to keep visitor dollars in San Antonio, leveraging billions in private investment and create new revenue that can support the services our community depends on.
Oh, absolutely. And again, as we mentioned yesterday, and we heard from Mark White, the arena is owned by the city of San Antonio. The Spurs will be tenants there and pay the city rent. Now, what the mayor wants is a revenue share. She wants part of the naming rights. She wants part of this, concessions, parking, all of that stuff, which is nobody else does that. And there was a great tweet. I don't know if you saw it. The name escapes me, Jason. Maybe you remember the guy. We had him on the show.
Andrew Solano.
Yes. That kind of details what happens. Now, he compares this to the new Toyota plant that's coming into San Antonio. And Toyota's getting tax breaks out the wazoo from the city of San Antonio. And look, the Spurs are a business. And even though we sometimes don't see them that way, that's exactly what they are. They're a business. And so what we're doing is hoping that that business succeeds because of the numbers that R.C. Buford points out that it can generate, not just physical dollars, but the advertisement dollars that we're talking about, the publicity that this city gets because of the San Antonio Spurs.
And that does lead to real dollars in tourism. And as R.C. Buford in his letter, which is all over social media, I just retweeted it as well, at Jason Minix, at Joe Reinagle 210. The vote has taken place. The commitments have been made. The work is underway. Now, we've invited Mayor Jones on. We've gotten no response. But she did do an interview with Chuck McKitenick over at KABB. Now, she does a regular weekly deal over there, and so maybe Chuck went in early and was able to catch her, because I want to know why. Why is she doing this? I'm trying to figure out her reasonings why. This is what she told KBB's Chuck McKitenick.
The plan itself has changed, right? There is no land bridge over I-37. There is no, as you know, a key part of this financing deal is the sales tax from the hotels. Since November, there is now not a hotel that would have 1,000 rooms in it, which is a significant contributor to that's called a project finance zone. I still hear, though, right, from constituents that were flabbergasted about the process that got us to this point. If you'll remember, a year ago almost is when we voted on the term sheet, a term sheet that the city council had for all of 96 hours. And in 96 hours, you know what didn't happen in there? Any kind of real public engagement on that number. And so I think it's only fair and appropriate. And frankly, I said it on that day, August 21st, 2025. I told my colleagues then, I put them on notice, frankly, and said, I will be coming to you, asking you to allow city voters to vote on these revenue bonds. $489 million is a significant amount of money, a generational investment. City taxpayers, city voters should have a formal say at the ballot box.
Well, they did.
Yeah,
they did. If you live in Baird County and you voted and you live in San Antonio, then you did vote. And they had a say in it. The problem with what she wants to do, Jason, now think about this. If the mayor had her way, it would only be San Antonio residents. No Chavano Park. Or any of the other cities, Castle Hills, all of those places would be excluded from a vote like that. And I think it's important that those people should have their voices heard as well. Look, R.C. Buford answers this perfectly. The Spurs are an investment. The city is making an investment in a business called the San Antonio Spurs. And if they succeed, the city succeeds. And to me, I thought it was a perfect example, although it's not necessarily apples to apples, but it's a good comparison when you're talking about bringing businesses into your city and you give them tax breaks, you give them this, you give them that. It's the same thing here. It's the exact same thing.
Well,
and I just, again, I don't understand why she's pulling this stunt.
I just listening to her in that clip from KBB and Chuck McKitenick, she's got her supporters that are against this, and she's trying to keep them happy.
Sure.
I mean, outside of that, sure. There are some projects that have the land bridge is gone, that hotel, and you're right, that hotel was probably going to contribute quite a bit. I don't know who is responsible for the city side if that tax doesn't generate the money. Does that fall on the city? It's possible, but to go to another vote just seems ridiculous and a waste of time. And this is the hill that she is going to die on. And that's the battle that she has chosen to fight. It still doesn't make a lot of sense to me, although that clip, there are a couple of questions that, well, what if this happens, or now that that's not happening, how does this factor in? And she says they had that term sheet for 96 hours. And while that is true, they had a gazillion town hall meetings where they were educating, and then they put the term sheet together. So again, she's picking a battle that she's not going to win. She doesn't have, it sounds like, the support of a majority of city council members. The Express News, she has one supporter, and she needs 6 more. It doesn't feel like she's going to get it. This letter from R.C. Buford is a perfect response. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Vince, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hi, Jess. Thanks for taking my call. I think this is an important topic. When you're comparing, and I think R.C. Buford and even Mr. Thompson this morning on his show made great points contradicting her thinking, the mayor's thinking on this. Nobody's talking about the difference enough about the difference, like you guys have stated, where this is going to be paid for by visitors. But for instance, just last week or so, they announced over $1 billion for an airport upgrade. There's no due diligence there, or term sheet, or votes, anything like that. We've done 3 upgrades to the Henry B. Gonzalez Center to the tune of almost $400 million each, and that was no talk there. So it seems like she's just surgically pinpointing her aggression towards the Spurs organization. I think that's a big mistake. They've been a partner in this city since '73. They've shown over and over again their support for us, and we need to back them. Entertainment costs money, and if we want to move forward, this is what's going to be. Thank you for your time on this.
That's a great point. I appreciate the phone call. And again, we've mentioned this before, Jason and I both. I go places and say I'm from San Antonio. The first thing people say, oh, the Spurs, Victor Wembanyama. And that's the first thing they say. Whether she likes it or not, or anybody else, the Spurs are the face of this city. They absolutely are. Tourism, the Alamo, all of that, the Riverwalk comes along with it. But the San Antonio Spurs are they're the front porch of this city. They just are. And I want y'all to keep in mind, when she's complaining about the land bridge and this hotel, that's not what we voted for.
No.
We voted for an arena, period. End of discussion. Nobody voted for a land bridge. Nobody voted for a hotel. Nobody voted for any of that other stuff. We voted for a new arena. That's it. That's all that vote was. It had nothing to do with anything else.
And I don't want to put words into the mouth of our former mayor, Ron Nuremberg, who is likely to be our next county judge. But I recall Mayor Nuremberg on the Blitz saying that the biggest mistake they made in rolling this out was calling it Project Marvel and not just the Spurs Arena. Project Marvel was so much more than the Spurs Arena. A and B were what was going to happen with the rodeo and the grounds over there in the East Side development and the downtown arena. That is it. But I do recall, and I hope I'm accurate on that, that it was Ron that talked about the calling it Project Marvel, and all of it coming out at one time was a little confusing because that's the grand vision, but the votes were only on the arena, the new arena, and the current arena for the rodeo.
That's exactly right. And so we have to keep that in mind. So when she says the plans have changed, maybe that is the case. And then that's the grand vision of what they want to do and what everybody wants to do. But when we went to the ballot box to vote, it was for the arena only. That's it. And so we have to keep that in mind. And again, I'm not sure why she's picking a fight with the San Antonio Spurs. It just makes absolutely no sense to me. And again, we have invited her on this program many times. Yesterday, another invite. They even messaged Jason back and asked, what times? Jason gave many times. I mean, we're flexible. And she has refused to come on this program. We have not heard from any of her representatives. So we want to hear from her. I'd like to know what she's thinking. But again, R.C. Buford felt the need to respond to this. He did, I think, very well. And that's it. The thing is done. It's over. The project has started. The vote was counted. It's over. There are no do-overs in this situation.
And the other part, too, and Andrew Solano, who, by the way, is a political guy who was working with SS&E. So, if you want to say his info is biased towards one or the other, you can, but he lays out the facts perfectly on a tweet. The city's $489 million contribution is not paid from your property taxes or the city's general fund. It's repaid through Spurs Arena lease payments, ground lease revenue, the Hemisphere TIRZ, and the state-created PFZ, that financing zone around there. Different funding sources, different financing structure. By law, they cannot be used, these dollars, for police, streets, drainage, parks, or schools. They're paid primarily by visitors, not San Antonio homeowners.
And that's absolutely true. So we're hearing her say stuff that you're going to get a tax twice. That's just not the case.
And really, unless you rent a car, or a hotel room, you're not paying once.
I don't understand, again, what she's trying to do here. And I almost feel sorry for her in a way. She created this, but I do, because I just think that I don't know why she's doing this. It's just making her, in my mind, just look, I don't know, weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you lost and you want to throw a temper tantrum. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I really wish she would just stop this and forget about it and move on. This is a done deal. Let it go. And get to the other things that Mark White spoke about yesterday. The streets, police, the things that make us safe in this city. That's what you need to concentrate on, and cutting that deficit, for goodness sake. Those are the things that she needs to be working on.
Yeah, because I know, the rent car that, we're in right now, the taxes on that are a lot, as everybody knows that rents a car, and it's going to help something in Los Angeles. Maybe a tram from the airport to the car rental shuttle place would be great. But when you rent hotel rooms and you see the taxes, that you're helping something in that city. You're taxing the tourists, the visitors, and that's fine. That's how every city seems to operate. Again, for the life of me, I don't understand where she is coming from and what her true motives are. What she says and what might be going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. To me, there's got to be something like that in play. I know one suggested on our YouTube channel yesterday that she doesn't want to be known for cutting these different projects, that because of the $158 million deficit, there are going to be some really good necessary things that are going to have to get cut. And that is unfortunate. But these dollars that are being used for this project cannot be used to save those projects, services and programs and whatnot. So it's not even a fair comparison.
Well, it's really not. And again, I'm not sure exactly. And I the only thing you can think of is, and you mentioned it earlier, that she's got a group of people that are pressing her to do something. And that's the only reason I can think of as to why she's doing this. And I wish she would absolutely stop doing it. Because again, I don't want to, but I almost feel sorry for her, Jason.
I don't.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Let's go back to the phones. Hey, Ron, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Just doing my normal DoorDash, Uber Eats stuff. Guys, let me tell you, to put it in a nutshell, this is the politics of division. This is the politics of misdirection. This is the politics of misinformation. It's all blue.
Sure. Look, for a long time, people have been trying to make the case that the billionaires, we shouldn't help the billionaire owners of sports teams and this and that. But again, the response there is simple. I mean, it's just very simple. A sports team, again, it goes with the identity of the city, especially a city like San Antonio. You look at Oklahoma City, Portland, smaller communities like ours. That is the face of the city. And for her to pick a fight with a team that is just simply beloved here is just beyond me. It really is.
And keep in mind, the Spurs are still committed to $500 million to this project and all cost overruns. I mean, I remember when we first heard that, we were blown away by the financial commitment that the Spurs were making. And in comparison to Oklahoma City's new arena, where the Thunder are just putting in $50 million. Now, that's $50 million's a lot, but it's not $500 million. The Spurs are committing $75 million in community efforts. That's more than what Oklahoma City is putting in for their entire project for the Thunder to get their new arena. It feels like it's an incredible deal for San Antonio, and somehow that's not good enough for Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones.
Yeah, I've pretty much said everything I need to say. Yeah. We need to take a break. Malachi Lawrence scheduled to join us. I've seen some players walking around, so we're going to take a break a little bit early. When we come back, Malachi Lawrence, Cowboys linebacker, will join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you know you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online. Go to mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Get it first. Get it fast. Get it now. Full coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio.
How about them Cowboys?
Live from Oxnard, California. KTFM, Floresville, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back, and we're celebrating our 50th year of the Hunters Extravaganza. Join us in San Antonio August 7th through 9th. Come see Gator Country, Heart of Texas snake handlers, enter the deer competition, and compete in the annual indoor 3D archery tournament. Discover the latest hunting gear and apparel, book hunts, and find everything you need for the hunt. The Hunters Extravaganza, brought to you by the Texas Trophy Hunters Association. Get tickets at ttha.com.
In the 80s, everyone was breaking. Break dancing, that is. Lots of moves, spins, flashy colors, and a whole lot of cardboard. Breaking in the 80s was good, but breaking now, not so good. That's why Dave Ramsey recommends Kinetico water softeners in San Antonio and the Hill Country. Seems like many brands of water softeners these days have flashy lights, sounds, and moving parts. Bad news. All those parts are more likely to break and break and break again. With Kinetico water softeners, there are fewer moving parts, and a Kinetico only runs on kinetic energy and is up to 80% more efficient than other competing models. A Kinetico was built to work, not break. That's why a Kinetico is backed by an outstanding 10-year warranty, and right now receive a free reverse osmosis closest drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with a trade-in of any water softener and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. With a Connecticut, you'll have water soft as parachute pants on the dance floor.
Connecticut. SA.com.
License number 38961.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Yes, JCPenney has thousands of back-to-school items under $10. And when you join JCPenney Rewards Access today, you can get a $10 cash pass too. Learn more at jcp.com/rewards. Yes, JCPenney. Exclusions apply.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to go, and life to live. Christus Health, your life, our purpose. Find care near you at christushealth.org.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month with Window Nation at 50% off all window styles. Yes, 50% off new beautiful energy efficient windows, plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 years. Call now 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670 or windownation.com to book a consultation.
San Antonio Sports Star is sending our boys to see the boys. Our AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California continues all this week. Sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys are training here at Oxnard, California, but they have announced that they're going to have 2 open training camp practices back at the Star in Frisco, August 25th and 26th, starting at 5:30. Bad news for a backup tight end, Princeton Font. He has a torn ACL and a partially torn MCL. Brian Schottenheimer made that announcement at his press conference earlier today. He's going to have surgery in the coming weeks. He will miss the season.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagle. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Back here live at Cowboys training camp. That's where we are. It is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. And, boy, another beautiful day as we await Malachi Lawrence, obviously putting in a little extra work out there.
Yeah, I just went and looked. There's still a lot of players out on the practice field. We have seen a couple walking around, but when Malachi Lawrence shows up, we're going to throw the headsets on him and have a conversation with the first-round draft pick as we continue here with our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage brought to you by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio. And, you know, it's off. Cool when you get a text like one I just got, because you just never know where people are listening.
Right.
You remember Emily Baucom from Channel 4?
Absolutely.
Great reporter. She's now working for the Alamo and does a lot of PR and storytelling for the Alamo.
Okay.
And she just texted, I'm waiting on a Teams call to start, and I hear your voices in the background. Somebody on this call is listening to you guys.
Well, that's good.
Cancel the meeting and have them keep listening.
That's right.
But listen, keep listening.
That's awesome. That's a great text to get.
Yep.
For sure. No doubt about it. Crazy day here. Obviously, we've been talking a little about what's happening back in San Antonio. If you haven't read it yet, R.C. Buford responding to Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones' call for a for another vote on the Spurs Arena as we get set for Malachi Lawrence, who has just walked into the tent here. We're going to put some headsets on him and have a conversation. Looks like you worked hard out there today.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm Jason. He's Joe. We're down in from San Antonio.
Cowboys affiliate in San Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, just straight off the practice field. What was day 2 on pads like today?
Sure, it was a coverage day for us, our linebackers. So we got some good drops in and stuff. So it was fun, just like knowing that we were doing something different a little bit, something new to me. But I'm enjoying it.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, you're a football player,
right.
So I guess you guys can't wait to put the pads on and make it look like real football. That shorts and stuff last week,
Right. Nah, for sure. Yeah, I was excited to put the pads on yesterday. Get the hitting now. It's real football.
No, it's real football. But can I see your helmet real quick?
Yes, sir.
I don't want to just reach down and grab your helmet. I know some people could be overly protective of it, but if you're watching on YouTube, the whole Guardian cap.
That's a rule, right?
Is it weird? Because, when I'm watching practice, it doesn't always sound right because you don't hear the helmets.
Exactly.
But you've got to wear this thing. What's it like playing with that, or are you just used to it by now?
I mean, shoot, yesterday was really my first day, but I don't see any difference with it. Shoot, just probably head protection and keeps, like you said, the loud collisions, you don't hear it as much.
Well, it's got to be weird, I would think. But just tell us about, your journey here, being drafted in the first round by the Dallas Cowboys,
right,
and getting here and becoming a Dallas Cowboy. Is that like a dream come true for you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've always wanted to play in the NFL since I was younger. The journey was long, but shoot, I made it. It was an exciting journey. There was ups and downs, but I stayed the course.
And a first round pick,
yes,
right?
Sir.
You're like, hell yeah, I'm a first round pick.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't get better than that.
Most definitely.
Now, you're a linebacker. You know the defense, what it was like last year, and probably when you were down at Central Florida, you're watching the Cowboys defense, and they were bad, right? But new defensive coordinator. But what's it like in that room? How much better do you think this defense will be this year than what was on tape last year?
Right, definitely. Better, definitely, like a lot better. From the guys that we brought in to like new coaching staff, new everything. So just seeing how the guys are like building in and buying into the culture on defense is exciting.
Shotty kind of shut down some of the reporters today in his press conference, but everybody's reporting, and just from what we saw yesterday, the defense won by a large margin yesterday. Do you feel that when you're out there?
Yeah, we're always competing against the offense. Like, shoot, they have their little mojo. I forgot what it was called.
Got it.
There it is. So, yeah. And they were like top 5, top 3 and everything last year. So it's just great competition. Like I said, iron sharpens iron.
And that's obviously written on walls everywhere because everybody talks about iron sharpens iron. But when you hear those guys talking about Gotti, now you're going against them every day. During the regular season, you want them to be that way.
Sure.
But does that give you on the defensive side and the other defensive players a little motivation to go shut up the Gotti?
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Gotti this, right?
Right.
So if you had to, Malachi, put into words what you're best at as a linebacker, what would that be?
I feel like pass rushing is my best attribute. But then I'm getting better at coverage, run defense, all that. So I feel like I'm about to become like a versatile and just work into my frame, become more powerful, stuff like that.
What when you think about when they were going through the draft process, at what point did you think I might end up with a star on my helmet?
Probably like, I don't know, really when Coach Dimitri Brim had got hired. He was at UCF with us with me last year. So when he got hired, I was like, it's a chance, because just him knowing how I come from UCF, he already knows me. So, and they didn't give me a 30 visit either. So it was kind of weird. I didn't know.
Okay, Malachi, somebody told us a story about you. After you got drafted and you came here, you went to a pretty swanky place for dinner, you and your family.
Yes, sir.
I understand y'all had a good time and ordered a lot of food. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was great.
I bet we need a little more detail than that. Because Jerry's picking up the tabs. You order everything on the menu.
Basically. We had lobster tails, wagyu, ribeyes, all that.
You didn't think at some point,
nah,
we don't need to order all this?
Nah.
I mean, they brought it out. We didn't even like. They just brought it out.
Oh, that's cool. They just brought it out.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you probably thought, hey, this NFL life's not bad.
Hey,
Well, you know, when you drafted, you get there, you know, the way they, you know, bring on all the first round picks in, then you go to dinner. So you didn't order it, just all this food coming. I'm getting to go boxes, right? You don't want to waste it.
Yeah, like we had to get to go boxes, and we gave it to some of the staff too at the Cowboys facility. So because it was just too much.
Too much.
Well, that was nice of you to share. Did you come from a big family?
Nah, I really grew up with just my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But obviously, she's very proud of you, I would assume.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you already get her tickets. I mean, she's going to come to games and stuff?
For sure.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Go back to that restaurant on Jerry, or is that a one-time thing?
That might be a one-time thing on Jerry's tab, ordering that much.
Yeah.
But
Well, you get out here. Now, I know Matt Pittman from Meat Church is here. He's doing your you got some steaks and some chicken and some other stuff later. How many steaks do you think you're going to have?
Probably like one. I'm not really like a heavy steak eater. I like chicken, seafood, but I'll definitely have me a steak.
This guy's
Matt Pittman's making your steak. Get two.
He's a hell of a griller.
Yeah.
This guy's good.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Seafood. What's your go-to?
Sure. Seafood boils, really. So shrimp, crab, lobster tails, crawfish.
Nice.
All of it. Now, do you get have you had any free time here in Oxnard?
A little bit.
You've gone to any of the good restaurants around here?
No, I haven't. I've been Uber Eats and some Outback.
Nice. All right.
Wait, hold on. You Uber Eat at Outback?
Yeah. I mean, I really have a whip down here, and then I just get the same thing. I'm basic. I'll get the same thing every time.
Are you the bloomin' onion guy?
Nah, I'll usually get the pasta. They have like a good chicken and shrimp pasta there.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, it's
a steakhouse and you're getting chicken.
Well, that's
come on.
that's debatable, but that's debatable. So when you guys are here, obviously you work hard and you're hungry, I'm sure. But do you watch your diet when you're here, or is everything just?
Definitely, you got to watch your diet because you got to go out there and perform your best. And if you're not feeling good, then it's kind of hard to do that. So yeah, I have to watch my diet for sure.
That's incredible. Malachi Lawrence joining us here on the Blitz, first round pick of the Dallas Cowboys. Tell us a little bit something about you that most people don't know or would be surprised.
In high school, I was a shot put state champion.
Wow.
I was like 20th in the nation in shot put.
Are you the best shot putter on the team?
Probably.
I mean, there's somebody here that thinks he's better than you.
Who?
Tito?
Mike got me. I don't know. I didn't even have my spin technique down, and I threw like a 61.6.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So like, if I had to spin down, I might get him, but he might have me right now.
Now, I'm curious, Malachi, because most of that I would think is technique, right? It's not so much strength, is it?
Right. Yeah, it's like explosiveness and technique. Like because I used to do the glide, so the glide technique is really more explosive than like the spin. Kind of like if you have good technique on your spin, you can throw it really far, especially if you're explosive.
Wow.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, well, it sounds good though. I'll tell you, it sounds really good.
So, did you bring your shot put out here? Is there going to be a competition?
No, I haven't threw a shot put in some years.
No, but you never know. Maybe. Maybe just go with it. What's the daily routine like for you as a rookie?
Right. Wake up, treatment, get some breakfast, meetings, and then after practice, do some recovery, and then we got more meetings. A little bit recovery after practice, and then time to go to sleep.
So how difficult is it to watch film, especially if maybe you made a mistake out there? Do they point that stuff out?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like watch it in the meeting rooms and also like after practice, and then later on at night, just to like get in the playbook and also see your mistakes.
Tell me about Christian Parker. I mean, we've heard so much about him, but what is he like in the meeting rooms?
Right. He's a great guy. I love him as a defensive coordinator. He's a great person. He's funny. Be joking in there. He'll call you out. But he's on top of everything. I believe. Like just seeing how, like I said, our coaches buying in, and the players are you just see them running to the ball, flying to the ball, emphasizing just the little things. It's great.
Well, that's what we've noticed yesterday for sure, and again today. The defense is flying around. I mean, you guys are all over there. It seems to be a good enthusiasm for you guys.
For sure. Yeah, and that's exciting.
Yeah.
You need that on your defense.
Do you think you'll be playing in the preseason at all?
Yeah, probably. I don't know yet. I haven't talked to coach, but most likely.
Yeah, well, Schottenheimer said yesterday there's 4 groups. You get your A group, your B+, B-, and your C group.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you didn't go A, B, C, D. But which group? Do you know what group you're in at this point? Which one do you want to be in?
Sure, I want to be in the A group.
Of course.
Yeah, well, but see, they get no reps. I mean, and again,
Right.
it's so weird with the preseason. You're a first-round guy. It's not like you're worried about making the team, but you also need some reps at the NFL level, right?
Definitely, yeah. So I don't mind being in that B+ group, getting some extra reps in. Just working on my craft. It's just better than me.
Just not in the C group, right?
Nah, I can't.
Nah, you're not there. You're not there. Now, Malachi, linebacker is, a need for the Cowboys. I mean, I don't think that's a secret to anybody. So coming in here, do you feel like it's a great opportunity? Pressure on you? How do you feel about that?
It's a great opportunity. Shoot, I don't feel any pressure. Like, I just feel like what I believe in, I can go out there and do. And shoot, I'm really my biggest enemy because all the work that I put in, I feel like it's gonna show.
Get it there. 57. Is there any meaning behind the number? Is it just what they gave you?
This is what they gave me.
You didn't care, huh?
Nah.
You're going to make that number famous.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Well, Malachi, I appreciate you stopping by and joining us here in San Antonio. Good luck the rest of camp, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Malachi. Yeah, very much. Malachi Lawrence, rookie linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys, joining us here on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We will return here live from Oxnard in just a moment. 94.1, this is the Blitz.
If you need your logo on any kind of gear, you need any promotional items made, make sure you get over to Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. Golf shirts, fishing shirts, dress shirts. Sam has all the big name brands like North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. He even has a full line of Tommy Bahama. If you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom. And he's got all the popular cap brands as well. Your Richardson 112 style, Trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. If you need t-shirts, screen printed, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need uniforms, he has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. And if you are running a business, it's not just uniforms. His new sign shop can do your signs, banners, flags, card magnets, vehicle wraps, window decals, and so much more. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. He's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too big, no order too small. Call 210-824-3900 or get into that massive showroom on San Pedro. It's a mile inside Loop 410 across from the McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
If alcohol or drug use is hurting you or someone you love, you are not alone. I'm Peter McCarthy of the San Antonio Council on Alcohol and Drug Awareness, known as CICADA. There is help. There is hope. Call CICADA at 210-225-4741 or visit cicada.org.
South Texas summer is no joke. With temperatures in the triple digits, your roof takes a beating. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're local, family-owned, and ready to help. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from a team that knows South Texas weather. Whether it's commercial or residential, a small repair, or a whole new roof, get peace of mind with Stevens Roofing. Call 210-785-0994 today. Stevens Roofing has you covered.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If pain is slowing you down, you don't have to live with it. We target the source of your pain for fast, lasting relief. No pain pills, no surgery. Most patients notice results in just one visit. We accept most insurance plans, so getting help is easy. Don't wait. Visit Arasti.com today. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
To find the location nearest you, visit Arasti.com.
Hey, making copies? Who are you? I'm future you. Oh, constipation with belly pain back again? Yeah. Our doctor figured it out. Your symptoms keep coming back because it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. And Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is the #1 prescribed branded treatment for IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily prescription pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I was about to go Vanilla Ice there.
You always do.
I do. It sounds just like it, man. The thieving dude. What the heck? That dude. Welcome back here to Oxnard, California, home of the Dallas Cowboys for the next 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever it is, as they get ready for the season. Training Camp 2026. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix, and Malachi Lawrence, man. Seems like a pretty cool dude.
Very cool dude, wearing 57, and for a first-round pick, and it's the byproduct of you're the other first-round pick. Caleb Downs. Now, granted, this dude coming out of Ohio State is going to be a superstar. And when you go into the Cowboys shop here in Oxnard, California, there are racks of 13 T-shirts.
It's unbelievable.
There are jerseys. You got Dak with his and CD with his, and you got all this. I mean, even those, I don't know what brand they are, but, the kind of like the cartoon different kind of shirts that they have. I'm sure there's a name for them, but Caleb Downs has a shirt in that area.
Yes, he does.
Your jersey-looking T-shirts, and then, of course, the number of jerseys. In fact, we've got a video of that on our socials at SA Sports Star on Instagram and on Facebook as well, San Antonio Sports Star. And you'll also see when you go watch the video what Joe Reinagle purchased today. Again, you just got to go watch the video. It is fantastic. It is sitting right over there in a fancy bag. It was a purchase. Now, the rest of that story we'll see, but we've taken the first step to Joe actually doing that. And last night we took a step very close to a seal. Joe Reinagle, last week after I did the camel racing at Retama, you talked about wanting to pet a seal. And you got close enough last night to at least get a photo with seals in the photo. Now, they don't know they're in the picture, but you got a hell of a lot closer than I thought you would get. And that also meant I got a hell of a lot closer than I wanted to one of those seals at the Rudder Room.
Well, I was kind of feeling my way a little bit. So how close can you get to those things before they get upset? Because I'll be honest with you, they're all laying there like a pack and sleeping or whatever the hell they're doing. And one gets out of the water and comes over there and wants to join the pack. Well, a couple of them get pissed off. And they're growling and they're kind of opening their mouth like they're going to bite them. And then they let them in and everything's okay. So I don't know if I would be the same way. I mean, if I would just go and dive into the pit of seals, you think they'd let me sleep, or they'd chew my head off?
Well, they would probably chew your head off. I mean, I don't know that you would get there. Now, I will say we would have been, if it were, say, Buffalo at Yellowstone, the idiots everybody's taking pictures of, waiting to see if our life is about to end, because there are a lot of people that are just walking on the beach stop a very safe distance away to take photos of seals. And I'm not I'm telling on Joe a little bit. Joe apparently didn't know that they come from the water, because one just popped up and it freaked him out. Like, where'd that one come from?
I know they come from the water, but I mean, this thing came out of nowhere.
Well, I came from the water.
I wasn't prepared for that, because where the water is, it's down, right? So where we were on the beach, and it goes down, and there's rocks. So they got to crawl over the rocks, and he just came, right out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, like where'd that one come from? The water,
dude. I don't want to best a seal. I don't want to get bit. I don't want to get barked at. I don't want any of that stuff. And so I took my photo. I did what I was supposed to do. And I'm good.
And you were barking at the seals.
If we happen to go back, which I know we will at some point, then maybe I'll. I was barking at the seals. That's half the fun. I mean, that's half the fun of being out there. You bark at them because they bark, and they're nasty.
Well, there was a lady here. She works in the a TV station in Dallas. She said she wanted to go hug one, but they smell.
Well, I don't know how she got close enough to know that they smell.
Yeah, I'm not getting close enough to know it smells. I think we got as close as, we could have gotten maybe a little bit closer. And maybe the next time we're there, we'll get a little bit closer.
I think I probably have the stones now to get a little closer.
Oh, really?
Well, I do, because, they didn't seem to even give us a second thought. When we're over there, they didn't seem to give us a second thought. So, I mean, they were just like, there's those goofy humans again. There's no issue. So, maybe that's it. I don't know.
Now, our friend Adam from KSAT 12, who wussed out last night and did not show up at the
I didn't see him there last night.
We did not see Adam, who said, man, I'm going. I know he had a stupid early flight this morning back to San Antonio. But, last year, he did an all-nighter and went to the airport because, he was talking big, like, I can do that. That's not a problem. I'll see you guys at the rudder room, blah, and he no-showed. He just texted the guidelines and distances for viewing marine life.
Oh, yeah?
For seals and sea lions in the water or on shore, remain at least 50 yards away.
Okay.
About half a football field. This includes people and pets. I would probably say last night we were a pass interference in college away. We were probably about 15 yards, maybe 20.
I would think.
From that pack. And then when that one came out of the water that we weren't expecting, I'd say we were within 10 yards of that guy. And Joe was deciding, I think I'm faster than the seal, but in this sand, I'm not sure.
Well, I do believe I could outrun one. But if they catch you, you're done.
Well,
because if they lay on you, I mean, those things are huge.
Well, I mean, what's it going to do? Take his little flipper and smack you and knock you down and then lay on you?
Well, he might. I'd rather have that. I mean, they got big teeth. When they were growling, the teeth come out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to mess with those things. So, yeah, they just hang out. That's all they do.
What do you think they're doing?
Well, what a great life.
A seal.
Yeah. They just laying there. Just sleeping, growling, scratching his,
His what? His seals?
His little seal balls. I don't know. I'm just saying that.
Do seals have?
Well, it looks like it. It reminds me of you think about your grandfather, something laying in a recliner, just sitting there snoring with the big belly, hanging out, and kind of reminded me of that.
Really?
Well, a little bit.
Maybe. And then, it was stupid cold, so we go back inside. Yes, we had bottles on the beach. They sell you the bottles right there on the beach. That is the rudder room. If you go watch that video, that's the rudder room. You sit out there, have fun. There's volleyball courts. And then 2 horses showed up. 2 chicks on horses showed up at the rudder room.
Yeah, and they were playing volleyball on those horses. Yeah,
on horses.
Now, John RK3, and I hope that's how I'm saying it. He says he was in Cali. He touched one and got fined $36,000. Now, first of all, if you got close enough to touch one, my friend, you are a hell of a lot braver than I am. But now I can't touch one. Dude, $36,000?
Come on, you got that in your back.
Well, yeah, I'll call Devontae Adams.
Well, he only has 17.
Well, that's a start.
You know, that's a random number too. 36,000.
Well, that is kind of weird. He said he touched the flipper, so that's what he touched.
He gave it a high five, huh?
I guess. I mean, if a SEAL is willing to give you a high five, I don't think you gotta have to pay for it.
You know, just the luck of getting caught by the, I guess, game warden.
I suppose. I mean, that's just nuts.
And then is there video proof of you high-fiving the flipper? Don't fondle the SEAL flipper.
Well, yeah, please don't.
Although $36,000 fine.
They might like it. And there's cameras all out there on that beach, up on those buildings. So I'm not going to touch one. That I can promise you. Now, if I try to get a little closer, I might do that. But we'll see.
They flippered them off. Well done, James Pledger. Well done, James Pledger. Yeah, we'll probably make our way back to the Rudder Room.
No, I wasn't.
At some point this week.
John Sobry on YouTube saying I was drunk. I was not.
No,
not
at that point.
Not at that point.
Not at that point. We had to get to the Rudder Room early because our friend Adam was going to meet us there, and we knew he had an early flight.
Yeah, we were being considerate of him, and then he doesn't show up.
And no-showed. And, there was – I mean, Larry Ramirez always talks a big game, but that dude needs his beauty rest.
He does.
He all the years coming out here, and Mary Rominger too. Adam took him earlier in the week to the Rudder Room for the first time. And for Larry Ramirez – he's too big time for the Rudder
That was
Room.
Larry's first time at the Rudder Room?
Yeah.
Really?
All the years coming out here.
Wow. How about that? We negotiate deals in the Rudder Room.
It's almost shameful that's not a normal spot. But again, it's not fancy enough for Larry Ramirez.
I'll never forget when I got a call from Jason and Rob Thompson. Let's talk. Let's meet at the Rudder Room.
Meet at the Rudder Room.
That's what happened.
Secret meeting, and that led to Reinagel working.
That's it.
For 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yes.
And really what closed the deal was, the Rudder Room, but our show ends here at 4 o'clock. And I think it might still be up on my Instagram story is we're leaving to go start our day because our day is over. You see all those TV guys out there in the field, all the setups and all that fancy stuff. And they got hours more work. And we're done.
Yeah, because I didn't show up at the Rudder Room until, 8:30.
Yeah.
Because that's when the TV shows end out here at 8:30. So I probably didn't get there till about 9 o'clock.
And we were still there.
You're still there.
We were still there.
Several beers in.
Yeah,
the only thing about the Rudder Room, which is I guess good and bad, it's cash only. That's it.
Yeah.
So you can go through some cash pretty quick.
You can. And did.
Yeah, well.
And will again.
A little bit, yes.
Will again.
No doubt about it.
Rudder Room was fantastic.
Yeah, the Rudder Room is a good place. Donovan Ezeraku, according to our good friend John Machota, kicked out of practice today for fighting.
Good. We had our good first fight.
So, yeah, we'll talk about that, what we saw, what Shotty was having to tell us this morning before practice started. And we'll talk some Cowboys football when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me tell you about my good friends at Connecticut. Look, this thing is incredible. A water softener in San Antonio and South Texas is really not a luxury. It's a necessity. The water is so hard that you absolutely have to have one. It's just it truly is a necessity. And if you've got to get one anyway, why not get the best? Because you want it to work properly. You want the best for your family. your house, your appliances, all of that stuff, a Kinetico quality water softener is the absolute best. They are the best in the business. They have been for a long, long time. Nobody can compete with Kinetico. They just can't. It's just head and shoulders better than anything else I've ever had, and I guarantee you it's going to be head and shoulders better than anything you've ever had. And right now they've got an incredible deal going on. Although if you've been thinking about a new water softener, if you don't have one, or maybe changing and to upgrading, so to speak, for Kinetico quality water softener, they're going to give you a free reverse osmosis drinking station. They'll even install it right there at your kitchen sink. And the best part about that, they've got all kinds of different styles. They'll put it in and it will match your sink faucet and everything else. It looks like it was put there when they built the house. It's a perfect match, and it eliminates bottled water for you. You don't need it anymore. You just fill up a glass, and you've got it right there. So you don't have to lug bottled water home from the grocery store anymore, or figure out what you're going to do with all those plastic bottles. You don't have to do that. You've got it right there. They also have 0% interest for 12 months. Free money for 12 months. Look, don't wait. Give them a call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at KineticoSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Kinetico.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star. AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
Coming up on the AJ and Rob Show, episode 1 of Hard Knocks in the book. Real football talk and fake football talk. What's going on with the Cowboys? Did the defense rule the day? That and everything you care about. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Football season is here. 2026 UTSA Roadrunners football season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $110. Secure your seats for all 6 home games at the Alamo Dome, including Navy, Colorado State, and North Texas. Got a big group? Bring your school, business, church, or organization and enjoy exclusive experiences like on-field access, the High Five Tunnel, video board recognition, and more. Learn more at GoUTSA.com. That's GoUTSA.com.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Life is meant to be lived in motion, in the moment, on the go. If a sports injury or chronic pain threatens to slow you down, hold you back, or take you out of the game, Christus Health is here, right where you live, with complete personalized orthopedic care. Because you have a lot of games to play, miles to go, and life to live. Christus Health, your life, our purpose. Find care near you at christushealth.org.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney who has practiced law here in San Antonio since 1994. Over the past 30 years, I've represented hundreds, if not thousands, of victims of negligent drivers. If you've been in an auto accident, you can choose a billboard lawyer, but I'd ask you to consider calling me. We have only one rule in my office. If my client's happy, I'm happy. My team and I place a premium on communication because I believe there can be no daylight between an effective attorney and his client. I do not charge for an initial consultation. If you've been injured in a traffic collision, just call my office, 210-900-0400. There's no charge. I want to make sure that the decisions you make immediately after an accident are smart decisions. The other driver's insurance company and your own insurance company will want to talk to you immediately after the accident. My advice, talk to me first. Many adjusters play fair, but I've seen more than a few that do not. If you've been injured by a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
How about them Cowboys? San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you in part by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Live in Oxnard, California, Dallas Cowboys training camp. The Cowboys have wrapped up their second day in pads. They are all done. And probably just about to get treated to a great dinner, courtesy of Meat Church and Matt Pittman.
Yeah, Matt Pittman was on the Blitz earlier today. He's out here cooking, he said, 200 ribeyes.
200 ribeyes.
200 ribeyes from 44 farms.
And
you know those are good.
Messy chicken, he said.
Yeah.
The chicken
quarters, yeah.
Yeah, you get all messy eating them.
Mm-hmm.
But so the Cowboys are going to get treated to a nice dinner tonight, and well-deserved after a couple of days in pads. That's for sure. Again, Donovan Ezeraku, according to John Machota, kicked out of practice today for fighting. That's one thing that Shoddy started last year. Doesn't like that, and the consequences are severe.
They are, and again, when you think about the defense winning the day yesterday, a lot of trash talking, and even earlier today, we were talking to Malachi Lawrence about 40 minutes ago at the top of the hour, if you were with us. You know, those defensive guys, once the season starts, they'll buy into Gotti. But right now, hey, come on, shove Gotti up there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because they're all
I know how they feel.
Trying to make a name for themselves as well. One of the things that Brian Schottenheimer did say today that is an interesting development this early in camp is Tyler Guyton is the starting left tackle.
Yeah, I think he's doing some really great things. I think his sets are very compact. You know, he's in control. He's not oversetting. He's playing the leverage game. His punches have been good. But I don't think that that's anything new to the pads, Patrick. I think that started with him being one of the first guys back in the building. I think February, whatever, I saw him. He was an off-season award winner. I think you feel confidence. You know, obviously we have the right to, you know, adjust some things. And so we're going to keep him at starting left tackle right now. We talked to Nate and said, you know, Nate needs to show us a little bit more consistent play to push for that. And so, you know, I know we had told you guys about the rotation, so Tyler will stay at left tackle. Excited to see how Nate handles that challenge, but Tyler's playing really, really well.
Tyler's playing. Well, that's good to hear. Apparently, he's got a sore elbow, though, according to John Machota. And DeMarvion Overshone has a sore leg. Not sure exactly what that means, but the Overshone one is a little more frightening than the Guyton one.
Always. And again, I thought it was interesting hearing Schottenheimer talk about Guyton as the starting left tackle, although apparently – Nate Thomas did get in a couple of reps with the first team, and Guyton took some reps with the second team. But that was the one position battle that you kind of felt would go through at training camp. Left tackle is the one question mark on the offense. And you listen to that from Brian Schottenheimer, and you could take that in multiple ways. Guyton putting the work in, starting in February, showing up back in the building, winning some of the offseason awards, and getting out here and on August 4th, having your head coach say, yeah, you're it. Now, that could also be an indictment on Nate Thomas, or has Tyler Guyton finally figured out the NFL world and what he needs to do to keep his place and playing up to expectations as a first-round draft pick? The idea of he's it, and he's getting all the reps with the first team. He clearly needs it, or the majority of the reps with the first team. But maybe it is, you know what? There really isn't much of a competition because Tyler Guyton has just pulled away because he has put in the work during the offseason, and through 5 practices out here in Oxnard to this point, he's already secured the job. That it just surprises me this early in camp that Brian Schottenheimer would make that statement today.
Well, look, I think sometimes it's important though. If you think Guyton needs some reps with the first team and to get that done, if he's designated as the number 1 guy, then he'll get all of those. Look, again, there's certain guys you hope have good years, and he's one of them, because I think if he doesn't, he could be on his way out of Dallas, even though he was a first-round draft pick. He's just been a disappointment. And when you look at what he's saying about his backup, you worry about depth on that offensive line a little bit too. If they're not getting it done. So interesting stuff from Shotty this morning. It just but I'm happy for Tyler Guyton. And if he's earned the job, he's earned the job, and we'll see what happens.
And it's certainly something to watch. And I think you can, as a Cowboy fan, you're hoping that, all right, the light switch has gone off. He has figured out what he needs to be to live up to the first-round expectations. And it reminds me of what we heard about with Terrence Steele. Remember, years ago, now Terrence Steele undrafted. There were no expectations for him. He was not a first-round draft pick. And when he got opportunity, wasn't good. And then all offseason, you just kept hearing about how much he had improved, and then you saw it on the field, and then he got that big contract. So maybe a similar situation is happening here with Tyler Guyton. While you didn't get the immediate impact, it's taken a couple of years, but if he can play up to the level of being a first-round draft pick, then the Gotti is likely more in play.
Jeez, Gotti. That thing just says it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Here we got him.
There you go.
I mean, it really is nails on a chalkboard. It's incredible. More of a specialized practice today, even though they were in pads. And Brian Schottenheimer alluded to that this morning, that the offensive defensive line didn't change much, but it was more about, for the wide receivers and quarterbacks, a little bit of route running and instincts, as he put it this morning. Well, it's specialized stuff.
Well, and you think about the defensive backs and all the new faces in that DB room, but also Brian Schottenheimer was talking before practice today about the way Christian Parker teaches is making those defensive backs better.
Well, he's a great teacher, one. I think I've been very open about that. He simplifies it into a good way. He's excellent with fundamentals and techniques. But that's the way I used to coach quarterbacks. I wanted to be hands-on and receivers be hands-on and demonstrate. And as I get a little bit older, I get out of that now. I mean, my heart rate gets up a little high now, over 50. But I think he's awesome. But again, I don't want to make this just about CP. Derek Ansley is an elite football coach. We are so fortunate to have him, Ryan Smith, the way that secondary is built with, Rob Muschamp being there and DA and Smitty along with CP. We're loaded for bear there. And I think that's important. I really do. I think, in my opinion, what you're seeing now is the evolution of secondary coaches becoming coordinators. Why? If you can't stop big plays and if you can't figure out why the ball is getting thrown over your head for 40 and 50 and 30-yard big plays, you're going to have a long day. And so I think you're seeing the evolution that there's going to be a lot more secondary coaches that are defensive coordinators in the league.
That's interesting in itself. What I love about Schottenheimer's coaching staff is, number one, I think Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones gave him the green light to hire who he wanted to hire. That's where Christian Parker came from. That's a Brian Schottenheimer hire. And I think the Jones family gave him the okay. And what that says is they trust this guy. They trust him. They like him. They like the direction he's going in. They like what the players say about him. I found it interesting today, Jason, as I was listening, and I don't think we have this particular soundbite, but he was asked a question of how these players are like him, or if any of them are. And he had a hard time answering that, but he said Dak Prescott maybe. it is something like him.
And the Marvion Overshown.
Dak comes to mind, high energy, starts with the positive message, but makes the critical or the criticism real. I think, on defense, Demo has a little bit of that. He's fiery, he got, Hunter pretty good on a shot yesterday late after Hunter kind of got the better part of him. But my whole thing is, Sydney, I want these guys to be themselves. I don't want anybody to try to be like me. I know Dak's not trying to be like me. I'm not trying to be like Dak, but as long as these guys are authentic, that message will come through loud and clear and the players will follow. What these guys can smell is BS, and if you're not the same guy every day, if you're not leading to your true personality, if you're one way in front of the cameras and you're another way out there in the locker room, these guys will know that and they won't follow you.
Well, thank you, Pledge. I'm glad you had that, man. That's I thought, to me, that was a great bite. He doesn't want the players to be like him, but they can't sniff out BS. And we see Shotty on the podium. We see him walk by our tent daily, always a hello. You see him out on the field, he's the same guy. So I'm assuming in those meeting rooms, in the dinner room, wherever, he's the same guy. And that's look, I like the guy. I really do. And I think the Cowboys hit a home run with this guy. I mean, remains to be seen where they go and how he leads his team. But I think right now the Jones family trusts him. They're giving him the keys to the car. And so far, he's driving straight.
And again, you look at the fact he addresses everybody by name and remembers everybody's name. That is a unique skill set, to remember that many people's names. I wish I had that skill set. When you, especially somebody that you see often, you're like, all right, what was your name again? I mean, and you're right. And I was not a big fan of the hire when they first hired
I don't think anybody was.
I mean, I thought, man, Jerry just found another yes man.
Yeah.
But he is proving to be that guy. And a lot, I mean, you think about all the talk that we've had this offseason about Jerry doing things differently. And, one, firing Matt Eberflus. Again, somebody that Jerry likes, somebody that he knows, and then hiring a guy like Christian Parker, allowing Brian Schottenheimer to hire a guy like Christian Parker, talking to Malachi Lawrence. What's he like in the locker room and in the meeting rooms? And obviously he's a rookie. What's he going to say? But I mean, just trying to get to know Christian Parker a little bit, and even Brian Schottenheimer raving about CP on the NFL Network.
He's 34, first time being a coordinator, but he reminds me a lot of myself. He has been preparing for this moment to be a coordinator for a long time. It's not where he sat down and said, oh man, what do I do now? There's incredible conviction, his ability to communicate the mission and what we're trying to get done and the play style. Maybe one of the best teachers that I've ever been around, because Daniel, he's got the ability to say the same thing 4, 5, 6 different ways, because you learn differently than maybe I do and maybe that he does. I love walking by his office because there's a line of players that want to go in there and sit down and talk football with him, because he's a savant in a lot of ways. And he's already put his imprint on what we're trying to do.
A savant.
Yes. Interesting stuff. And by all accounts, everybody likes him too. And I think the younger staff is important. I mean, you think about it. Malachi Lawrence, for example, what is he, 21, 22 years old? And your coach is, 10 years older than you, 12 years older than you. And I don't know. I think that's important. I just like the new ideas, the fresh ideas. It seems to me that the defense is buying in. So we talked about that with Malachi when he was here, how the defense is just flying around. They seem to have a renewed optimism for sure, and a renewed confidence, if you will. Obviously, there's a lot of new guys here, but and how will it translate once they get on between the lines when games actually count? That remains to be seen. But right now, man, so far so good. By the way, Jason, the Ezeraku we mentioned he was kicked out today. He threw a punch at Terrence Steele.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Well, I
pick on San Antonio guys.
Yeah,
come on,
kick your
here we
ass.
got him.
Yeah. And the other thing, and I've seen the videos. I saw this. live, but I wasn't close enough to really see what the hell was actually happening. But CeeDee Lamb was out there with like a net over his
like a mosquito net or something.
A beekeeper.
Something,
You know, it'd be interesting to find out the thought process behind it. I guess being a little bit distracted and seeing the football. It's not like there's flies or gnats or mosquitoes out there on the practice field. It just looks. I mean, dude, did you lose a bet? You got to wear your version of the cone of shame at practice?
Well, I think what it is, it's just so he can still catch the ball basically without being able to see it clearly.
Yeah.
George Pickens tried it for one pass and took it off.
Well, yeah.
So, but yeah, and CD, I think he's done that before. I
don't know that I've seen that. I mean, I'm glad it's but it almost looks like it's not a trash bag over his head, but you can see through it, you know, but almost like the, you know, on your, what's it called? Shears or whatever. You got your curtains, you got, I don't know. It's just an odd look.
It's being one with the ball, Jason. You know where it's coming. He's being one with the ball. I can't see it, but I'm going to catch it anyway.
The beekeeper.
The beekeeper, yeah. Look, that's why he is who he is and why he's so good. I mean, that kind of stuff. And again, George Pickens couldn't do it.
If you're trying to figure out, that video is on our YouTube page right now. Pledge has pulled it in, and you could see the tweet with the video that of CeeDee Lamb. And again, when I saw him out there with that, I was like, what the hell's on his head?
It is a net.
Yeah, I mean, looks like the bag that you would carry the footballs in, and then you dump them out, or like when you're, some places when you're getting like the range balls, they give you a little bag as a, like a little ditty bag. His laundry's in there. Hopefully his laundry wasn't in there, and then he put that over his head.
Well, I mean, it's over his helmet, so he's good.
Wow. It still would smell if he had his laundry in there.
I mean, look at that. Even with that thing over his head, he doesn't miss.
No.
I mean, he's catching everything. And again,
it's not like he's running a route. He's standing right there knowing where the football's supposed to come.
Well, I get it, but George Pickens couldn't do it.
Well, George Pickens isn't CeeDee Lamb.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So can we finally get over this 1A, 1B crap?
Well, I was never calling him a 1B.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, he's clearly
CeeDee Lamb is the lead receiver here. There's no question about that.
Yes,
but George Pickens having a good camp.
Well, look, George Pickens, he didn't get paid today, but he's going to make more money when he does after Zay Flowers got paid today.
Zay Flowers got paid today, and Bijan Robinson also got paid today. So there's a couple of happy campers. If Pickens won, then Jahmyr Gibbs has got to be the other one, the running back in Detroit. So he's probably going to get paid here pretty soon too. And the bar has been set by B.J. Robinson. Or Bijan Robinson, I should say. I'm thinking about a BJ. What was up with that?
Wow.
I don't know where that came from. What's going on? I don't know. We're going to take a break.
Thinking about dinner. You want to go to the brew house later?
Yeah, well, maybe. Do they have one of those?
Yes, they do.
No.
I'm trying to save you, man. What's wrong with you?
I appreciate that. I don't know where the hell that came from. Kind of weird.
Yeah.
I suck that stuff down. It's been a long day. You know what I'm talking about?
You haven't seen your wife in 2 weeks. Come on.
Man, I'm telling you, it just, when we come back, don't know if you've seen it or not yet, but R.C. Buford has responded to Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones' request for a new vote on the Spurs Arena. We'll let you know what he said and discuss. And you're welcome to discuss that with us if you'd like. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. You can go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You can get that done. And like, subscribe, and comment there. And before I get in trouble, we got something else to give away, if I'm not mistaken.
We do. Hunter's Extravaganza
That's
tickets.
The one.
Yes, next weekend. No, this weekend.
This weekend.
Out at the Freeman Coliseum. I know Rob's going to be out there Friday. You can go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We've got a family 4-pack to the Hunter's Extravaganza. We'll give away right now to caller number 9.
656-3776, 656-ESPN. Good luck. Caller number 9. This is the Blitz live at Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you are having issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899, 651-5899. Online, quartermoonplumbing.com. Emergency situation, they're certainly going to get you taken care of. They also have great maintenance programs to make sure your AC, your heater is always operating at optimal level. And they've also created something called the Breathe Easy package, because if your house is smelling a little off, it could be your air conditioner. What they're going to do with this Breathe Easy package is pull and deep clean the blower motor, blower wheel, and AC housing. They'll clean the coil and then disinfect the inside of the AC cabinet. Then they're going to put in a UV light that will zap bacteria and other stuff that's hiding out in there. You'll get cleaner air, a fresher home, and an AC system that smells like it should. Call Quartermoon at 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Get it first. Get it fast. Get it now. Full coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio.
How about them Cowboys?
Live from Oxnard, California. KTFM, Floresville, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Missions fans, celebrate Tuesdays for the Cultura at Wolf Stadium with AARP $2 Tuesdays. Presented by San Antonio Sports Star. $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more every Tuesday home game. Get your tickets at samissions.com.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. Every day you wait, pain has one more day to take from you. If it's keeping you from work, workouts, sleep, or just feeling like yourself, it's time to fix it. At Arasti, we find the root cause and treat it. No pills, no surgery. Most patients feel better in just one visit. Covered by most insurance plans. Visit Arasti.com today. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
To find the location nearest you, visit Arasti.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now upgrade to a Tempur-Pedic and get a $300 instant gift, plus next-day delivery. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. Next day delivery available on select mattresses and subject to location. See store for details.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a deer.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
A couple of big deals in the NFL today. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson agreed to terms on a 3-year extension worth up to $75 million. $51 million of that is guaranteed. He is now the highest-paid running back in NFL history. Baltimore Ravens two-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Zay Flowers reached an agreement today. 4 years, $140 million extension includes $108 million guaranteed.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Tuesday in California. Hope everybody's Tuesday is going just like you want it to go. Whatever you're doing, however you're doing that. Thanks for spending a little time with us here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix. We're going to get to the mayor, Jason, but just an update. Elijah Clark helped off the field today, and that didn't look good. Cowboys have already lost Noah Fant for the season, and Elijah Clark, hopefully it's not that bad, but he needed help walking off the field today. So hopefully he is okay. We will get an update. We'll give it to you as soon as we get it.
Absolutely, we will. And again, a lot of more Cowboy stuff, but this Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones story is not going away as she is pushing for another vote, which I don't think she's got the support of city council to try to get this on a November ballot. It feels like a total waste of time to even have this discussion. But obviously she is the mayor, and she has stirred up the conversation again, feeling like she is throwing some stuff out there to try to confuse the voters, the people. R.C. Buford, the Spurs boss, put out a great letter today explaining things. It's available all over social media, right? And one of the things that we all should know by now, if you've been paying even a little bit of attention, the financing for this new Spurs arena is with a basic tourism tax and a zone around that downtown development. It's not going to raise your property taxes. It's not going to take away from this program or that program, affect city services in any way. This money cannot be used that way. We've talked about it. RC laid it out perfectly in a letter today. And Jordan Elder from News 4 asked the mayor straight up, that 489 doesn't help. What are we doing?
So the $489 million would not do anything for the deficit that we are in today. I think big picture, what I've heard from neighbors, let me characterize it 2 ways. One, I think our neighbors are anxious, frankly, about the economic environment currently. So then it makes sense that they are then being much more cautious about signing the community up for major investments. I think that's fair. I think secondly, as you know, our general fund is largely based on property taxes. And so if we are foregoing property taxes as part of this financing deal to allow for that to have the capital by which the revenue balance would be based on, then we are foregoing that in the future, right? And so I think this is why it was, frankly, this is also why I wanted the strategic pause a year ago, to be able to lay all this out for folks, and why it's important that we are being very judicious with how we're investing those dollars and what we forego and what we collect.
You know, that sounded like a nice word salad. as they say. I don't know what she's talking about, property taxes. And they're not. We're going to stop paying property taxes. Is that what she said? I mean, since we're not collecting property taxes, that absolutely made no sense whatsoever.
But she does say, yeah, that 489 doesn't help. And then let me talk about property taxes over here. I think I have finally figured out her game plan, which still makes no sense to me. But she's got a group of supporters that are against this. And they've asked her to continue to fight and continue to fight and continue to fight. That's the only thing that makes sense. Because, again, she's trying to confuse and then throw out property taxes. We all hear property taxes and we all say bad words that we can't say on the radio because nobody wants to pay more property taxes.
Nope.
And you brought up something earlier because Bexar County residents have already approved this. Bexar County residents are San Antonio residents, props A and B. But if this just went to San Antonio, that would take voters out of Castle Hills and Alamo Heights and Chavano Park and Leon Valley, all those other municipalities that fall kind of in San Antonio, and they're part of Bexar County. And so I don't know if she's hoping for low voter turnout and you eliminate a lot of people.
Well, that's how she got elected.
Right? Absolutely it is. So, again, it doesn't make a lot of sense why she continues to fight. And according to the Express News article, there's only one council member that supports her on this. She had 4. One of them says in the article that the voters have already spoken. So there's no need to spend time on this. Her need to what the mayor and city council needs to be focusing on is working on the deficit, the budget deficit. Mark White, District 10 councilman, told us that yesterday. The idea of she does pursue this, city staff is going to waste a whole lot of time and effort preparing for whatever. And she inherited the mess, right? I mean, again, the deficit that Gina Ortiz-Jones is trying to fix right now was all under somebody, under Mayor Ron Nirenberg and the previous city councils. And she's trying to clean up the mess. And part of me wonders, because Ron was so for this, is this just playing politics? And that's what it feels like all she's doing.
Well, I can't think of any other reason why she's doing it. And again, city council is smart enough to know that the voters have spoken, and you put this on the ballot and you have a vote, that's going to cost money. Those things aren't free, having to get that done. So I'm not sure why she's doing this. Just if you haven't read R.C. Buford's letter responding to her, there's one paragraph in here that lays it out pretty clearly. And again, we're talking about this. The city gives tax breaks to businesses all the time. Mm-hmm. It happens all the time. The Spurs are that. It's not a basketball team. It is a business. So here's what RC lays out in this paragraph. He says, we've already seen what Spurs basketball means to our economy. He says, during the 2026 playoffs, visitors filled hotel rooms, restaurants, welcomed more customers, and downtown came alive. An economic analysis estimated $164 million in net spending to the city of San Antonio and $3.4 million in city tax revenue, including $1.4 million toward the general fund. Now, that was just one playoff run. If you buy into the hype, which I do, and I think most people do, as long as Victor Wembanyama is there, this is going to be a regular occurrence, which means another influx of money that will come into the city courtesy of the San Antonio Spurs each and every year for the foreseeable future. So I think, to me, that stands out big time in the letter that he wrote. If you haven't read the letter, it's all over social media, all over Twitter, all over the place. I advise you to go read it.
Again, very well put. And I appreciate the Spurs responding the way they did. As RC writes, and I'm paraphrasing, the voters have already spoken. The commitments have already been made. The work has already started.
Yeah. And that's very true. And why wouldn't it have? I mean, the vote's done. It's over. It was approved. So you get started. You don't wait around and well, I wonder if the mayor's going to call for another vote. We should wait. No, you get started, you go, and you move on. This is a done deal. And again, I don't know. And I said this earlier, and I don't know why, Jason. Maybe it's just my kind heart, but I almost feel sorry for the mayor.
Stop.
I do. It's like I don't know what she's doing, and she's out and she's picking a fight with one of the most beloved things in the city of San Antonio, and that's the San Antonio Spurs.
And what I don't get, because she says she's a Spurs fan, she grew up here, she went to Jay. She was at the NBA Finals right behind those Instagram influencers, or right in front of those Instagram influencers. I think that's how a lot of people saw her. They saw those girls and went, "Oh, hey, isn't that the mayor sitting there? Really good seats."
Yeah, sure was.
But when you look at it, if the Spurs weren't putting up what they are committing financially, I think a lot of us would feel a lot different about it, even though we would all do what nobody wants to see the Spurs leave.
No.
But I remember just the shock when we saw they were committing $500 million and all cost overruns, the $75 million in community impact. When you look at Oklahoma City, that they're putting in $50 million for their new arena, which is over $1 billion. The new Portland owner, now that's a cheap SOB. He's not putting $1 into the renovations in the arena for Portland, and they still might end up losing the Trailblazers because he's a grade A. I mean, the Spurs commitment is far greater than I ever imagined it would be.
It truly is. And I don't understand. And I guess I never will, because it doesn't make any sense what she's doing and why she's picking this fight. It just makes absolutely no sense to me. So let's get on to somebody who does make sense to me, and that's Mother Football, Charean Williams. She makes a lot of sense to me, especially when talking about the Dallas Cowboys, which is where we are, Oxnard, California. Day 2 in pads in the books. Cowboys have wrapped that up. They'll get back to work tomorrow here in Oxnard. Mother Football, Charean Williams joins us next here on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me ask you a question. I know it's hot in San Antonio. I know that it is. I've heard from people back in San Antonio that say it's just unbelievably hot. If you're running your air conditioner constantly and your house is still not getting cool, maybe there's a problem with your windows. Maybe they're leaky. Maybe they need to be repaired or replaced, for that matter. Well, Window Nation has got a great deal for you to get that done. If you've been thinking about it, you've been putting it off, thinking it's too expensive, it's not. Check this out. Window Nation can help you get those new energy-efficient windows at a great price. In fact, you can get them for 50% off all window styles. So think about that. You can get 2 windows for the price of 1. Also going to give you an option for 0 down payment and no payments or interest for 2 years. You can put your windows in tomorrow, and you won't have to start paying for them until 2028. Interest-free. It is just a great deal. Look, and Window Nation is a company that you can rely on. It's a company that does it right. They've got an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, 96% customer satisfaction rating, over 45,000 5-star reviews, and they've installed over 3 million windows across this great country of ours, not to mention the fact that Window Nation is a proud partner of the Wounded Warrior Project. Look, hurry, because this sale's not going to last forever. It can't. Are you kidding? 2 for 1? Schedule a fast free consultation. You can do that right now at windownation.com. Let me say that again, windownation.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Star sending our boys to see the boys. Our AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California continues all this week. Sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio. South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drew McIntyre here from WWE. Wielding the Claymore can be a life of chaos. When I'm not dominating in the ring, Chumba Casino is how this warrior takes a wee break. With hundreds of online social games and new weekly releases, there's always something fresh to try. And those daily boosts, next level. Even my free time feels like Valhalla. So when life feels like a battle, kick up your feet, have some fun, and let's chumba.
Sponsored by BGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in the state where it's legal to play.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney who has practiced law here in San Antonio since 1994. Over the past 30 years, I've represented hundreds, if not thousands, of victims of negligent drivers. If you've been in an auto accident, you can choose a billboard lawyer, but I'd ask you to consider calling me. We have only one rule in my office. If my client's happy, I'm happy. My team and I place a premium on communication because I believe there can be no daylight between an effective attorney and his client. I do not charge for an initial consultation. If you've been injured in a traffic collision, just call my office, 210-900-0400. There's no charge. I want to make sure that the decisions you make immediately after an accident are smart decisions. The other driver's insurance company and your own insurance company will want to talk to you immediately after the accident. My advice, talk to me first. Many adjusters play fair, but I've seen more than a few that do not. If you've been injured by a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Day 2 of Cowboys training camp in pads is in the books. Cowboys wrapped that up today. A little while ago. We're live here in Oxnard. This is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinigle. He is Jason Minix.
And not in Oxnard because she's headed to Canton for the Hall of Fame game coming up on a Thursday. The great Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. The 70-degree weather misses you, Charean, but I know you're keeping up with everything going on with the Cowboys. One of the things that surprises me is the one storyline on offense coming into training camp was the battle at left tackle. And basically, Schottenheimer said today Tyler Guyton has won that job.
Yeah, and I don't think any of us is surprised by that. I mean, you know, he was picked 203 picks, I think it was, before the guy he was competing with, Nate Thomas, there in the same draft class. So you would expect your first-round draft pick to win that job, and he has won that job by all accounts. Again, I don't know that that's set in stone. I still think there's a chance that at some point this season, either through injury or inconsistent play, that Mr. Tyler Smith ends up moving over there. It's something that he doesn't want, something the Cowboys don't want to do. But if you want to get your 5 best offensive linemen on the field, I think that's what you end up doing. So I do know this. Dak Prescott cannot take as many hits as what he took last season. Yeah, they need to better protect him. And it wasn't just on the sacks, but it's getting hit after releasing the ball. And and those don't go down in his sack numbers. But he got hit a bunch last season, and they need to keep that from happening this season. So they need better play at that left tackle position, which we all know is one of the cornerstone positions of any football team. And when you have a question mark there, you have a huge question mark on your team.
Well, it's absolutely right. And you mentioned injuries. Tyler Guyton limited today in practice, Charean, because of a sore elbow. Now, I'm not sure. It doesn't sound like it's anything severe or that's going to keep him out a long time. But, again, missing a lot of the practice today with a sore elbow. So that certainly could be a scary thing moving forward.
Yeah, any kind of injury, it's early. So there's plenty of time to recover from that. And hopefully it's a minor injury and he can get back pretty quickly. But any of those injuries that take you out of camp or take you out for a while, Princeton Fant is lost of the year now with his injury yesterday with the ACL and the MCL. So you don't want any injuries at all, but if you do, you hope they're minor and they're out a minimum amount of time and can get back before training camp gets too far in because you need that training. He needs those reps. I mean, some guys, if you're Trent Williams for the 49ers and you're entering your 80th year of football, making that up, but he's played forever, you can afford to not be in training camp. Aaron Donald's probably going to come back. He's not going to do much training camp. Those guys have played a lot of football. Tyler Guyton needs all the reps he can get. So this is a big injury as long as he's out, no matter even if it's minor, he needs to get in there and have reps every single day. It's important.
Well, and I think the same for Overshown as well. He's got a sore leg. I don't know how many reps he's missing. He hadn't missed the day, but he is going to miss some reps. And, anytime there's any kind of injury with him, they just say sore leg, but that makes every Cowboy fan nervous because, man, when he plays, he's great. But kind of like a Sean Lee, availability is your best ability, and he hadn't had a lot of that.
Yeah, Leighton Vander Esch. I mean, I think we've seen it with their inside linebackers. Over the course of the last however long decade, they just can't seem to stay healthy there, which again is why I've been a big proponent of signing Bobby Wagner and getting him in here and having a backup plan, having some insurance, having a great veteran and some veteran leadership in there. And I think he's very good for Overshown. So, yeah, I do think that's a concern with him. With his injury history, he's got to stay healthy this season. And if he does, I think they'll be set at that position. If he doesn't, then, they're not going to be able to count on him beyond this year. They're really going to have to go out and spend some capital, whether it's draft capital or free agent money, and sign some inside linebackers.
It's interesting, Charean, and you mentioned Bobby Wagner, and you have for some time. He's probably another guy that doesn't need to get into training camp early. So I could see that if the Cowboys do add him, it would be a couple of weeks from now. Or I know Von Miller's been politicking to be a Dallas Cowboy or whatever the Cowboys decide to do. I don't think fans should be overly concerned if they're not hearing anything right now. Do you?
Oh, no, I don't. You're right. Those guys don't want to be in training camp. They've been in enough training camps. They don't need those reps. They're working out. They're getting ready for the season. They'll be ready come day one. I wouldn't worry about that at all. But, if the Cowboys get Von Miller and Bobby Wagner, forget a trade, that Jerry's going on about, forget a trade. If they get those two guys, I think they're in good shape heading into the season. I like the talent on that defense. I think you have some insurance if guys get hurt, some good backup plans. You can't wait until somebody gets hurt in the 3rd week or the 10th week or the 15th week of the season and say, oh, now we got to, scramble and find somebody. Those guys aren't out there. You need to plan for that now and have those guys on. You're going to have injuries. Make sure you have enough depth at those key positions that if you get those injuries, somebody can step right in and it really is next man up and you don't miss a beat.
Charean Williams from ProFootballTalk.com joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. You think about two padded practices, especially yesterday. Defense won the day. And at his press conference earlier, Brian Schottenheimer downplayed that a little bit. Of course, he is also the play caller. But it's interesting because what's wrong with the offense? Or is that just credit to Christian Parker and the front office for the changes that they have made, because I know I've said they don't have to be great. They could be mediocre. They could be middle of the pack, and they're going to be vastly improved. But what do you think the ceiling is for this defense?
I don't know, and I don't think we know. I do think it's a good sign that they're performing so well against the Cowboys' offense, who we expect to be one of the best in the NFL. Now they expect to be the best there is, as we know. I think the Rams and some other teams are going to have something to say about that. I think there's a lot of good offenses out there, but they have all 11 starters back. They should be good. So if the defense is playing well against this offense, I think that is a good sign for the Cowboys. They just, as I've repeatedly said, they really just have to be in the top 20. If they're in the top 20 in total yards, total points, I think they win the division. If they're in the top 15, I think we're talking about them as a Super Bowl contender. So it just depends on what range this defense finishes as to where the team is going to finish. Their offense is going to be very good. You just can't outscore every team all year long and expect to go and perform well in the postseason. You have to have a defense, particularly in the big games, particularly late in the season, particularly in the playoffs. Your defense has to come through and make plays, and they can't give up 511 points in the regular season.
No, that's not a good idea. I will tell you, though, Charean, and you've been out here and have seen, especially over the last couple of years, it just almost seemed like it was depressing at times, especially in Mike McCarthy's final year. Last year, nobody knew what Schottenheimer was all about and what he was going to do. This year, the vibe, Charean, seems so much different. They're optimistic. Everybody seems to have a little more pep in their step, if you will, and confident. It seems like a different vibe this training camp than it has the last several.
Well, it should be, because I think they have the team to win the division and maybe to go in and do something more than that. So, you have to like what they did this offseason. And there wasn't the drama that they've had in previous offseasons. I think the last two seasons, training camps, whatever that you went into, you just didn't feel like they had a real chance. And they didn't make the playoffs. This one, I think everyone feels like they have a chance with what they did defensively, with all 11 players coming back on offense, with the lack of drama, all of those things, the change in defensive coordinator. It just seems like they've made all the right moves to give themselves a chance going into this season. So there should be excitement. Cowboys fans should be excited about what's going on this offseason and into training camp. And if they can avoid the injuries, again, I think they've got a great – I'm going to pick them to win the division. I think they've got a great chance to do that.
Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk, not in Oxnard because you're heading to Canton. We get a Hall of Fame game. We get a football game. Now, granted, nobody's excited about preseason except for, hey, it's here Thursday night. For you, longtime Hall of Fame voter, what is Hall of Fame weekend like for Charean Williams?
Oh, it's awesome. And, I always tell people that if you haven't been, to put this weekend on your bucket list, and maybe you wait till a Jason Witten or Darren Woodson. Hopefully they both go in at some point. But you wait till if you're a Cowboy fan, wait till one of them goes in. If you're a Texan fan, you wait for J.J. Watt to go in. But it's a special, special weekend. And the Friday night event where they get their yellow jackets, their gold jackets, the gold jacket ceremony is, to me, even better than the Hall of Fame inductions on Saturday. So just the whole entire weekend is fantastic. Highly recommended to any football fan to go and tour the Pro Football Hall of Fame and watch the inductions and go to the gold jacket ceremony on Friday night. It's an outstanding time, and if you're a football fan, you really appreciate the weekend every single year. And I don't know how many this has been. I've missed a few over the years. I've covered some Olympics and wasn't there for some Summer Olympics, but and some other things. But I've been to probably most of them over the last 30 years. So I bet I've been to 20 or 25. So everyone is special no matter who's going in.
You know, it was interesting. Charean Shoddy was asked this morning about Drew Brees. Obviously, they're very close, and he was a little bit sad that he wasn't going to be able to make it to Canton for this weekend. But he just spoke very highly of Drew Brees, and in fact, something I didn't know, you probably did, but he had Brees in here to talk to the team. I guess that was last year or this year before camp, whatever it was. But apparently, those two are very close.
Yeah, and it's. When you have somebody that you're close to going into the Hall of Fame, I think it makes it really special. And so I know that a lot of Drew Brees' previous coaches and teammates and all that, and the rest of those guys too, will be really appreciative of having played with one of the all-time greats. And he is one of the all-time greats. I don't know where you I just did a thing for SI on the top 10 quarterbacks of all time, and you can debate where he ends up on the list of top 10 or top 15 quarterbacks of all time, but he's right up there. And so it is special for anyone who had any association with him, and they feel like they were a part of his success, and Schottenheimer was a part of his success, a big part of his success.
Charean Williams, have fun in Canton. And we'll catch up with you again. Well, no, we'll talk next week, but one of these days in person again, probably at the Super Bowl. Absolutely. Charean, enjoy.
Good.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Charean Williams from Pro Football Talk on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
You know, Charean Williams is just a fountain of knowledge.
Yes.
But she just says it so, just
She's
matter of fact. She is a pro, yes. I like to yell. Yeah. Sometimes and scream and bang the table and all of that stuff.
And that's when your pizza's taking too long to get.
You're damn right, buddy. Don't get me hangry. It's not a good thing.
I think you're there.
Well, maybe. I'm getting there. Micah Parsons talked today.
Yeah.
Not that I give a damn about Micah Parsons, but, he says he might actually play some football this year. And maybe sooner rather than later. We'll talk about that. We'll wrap up with the day here at Cowboys training camp as well when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get straight to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area, they have extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray, casting, and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Have you or a loved one been arrested? Call the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and get the aggressive legal help you deserve. From criminal defense to personal injury, attorney Jesse Hernandez and his powerhouse team are ready to fight for your rights. Calls are answered 24/7 because legal trouble doesn't keep office hours. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, has your back.
Still using the I got a guy approach for your digital marketing? Relying on one person in today's rapidly shifting online landscape is costing you more in lost opportunities. You need the deep bench expertise of Conrex Digital. We provide more than just a presence. We deliver results. From high converting websites and SEO to engaging social content and lead generation on Google and Meta, we handle it all. Dominate your competition with expert programmatic and streaming TV campaigns. Bold marketing, real results. Visit conrexdigital.com. Conrex Digital makes it happen.
You
like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
$30 million in guaranteed prizes. Cash in this football season in Las Vegas with 3 Circus Sports contests. Entry starting at $1,000, all with no rate. Circa Million, 18 weeks of point spread action. Circus Survivor, pick one winner each week, no point spread. And the Big Daddy, Circa Grandissimo, with a $100,000 entry fee. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $30 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson in the morning.
Coming up on the AJ and Rob Show, episode 1 of Hard Knocks in the book. Real football talk and fake football talk. What's going on in the Cowboys with the defense rule of the day? That and everything you care about. Get here early. The party starts at 6.
AJ and Rob, weekday mornings 6 to 10, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. How about them Cowboys? San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you in part by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds and AARP San Antonio on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Live on the tennis courts, Oxnard, California, Cowboys training camp. This is the Blitz 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. I don't know what it's like back in San Antonio. I'm sure it's hot, but it's beautiful here. I hate to make you jealous, but it is. I'm Joe. He's Jason.
You know, the other day, I forget which player it was, talked about having some issues after going to Chipotle.
yes.
On our way to our house here in Oxnard, there's a Chipotle, and we've joked twice about going there. We haven't. I haven't been to Chipotle in forever. I'm not the biggest Chipotle guy.
I'm not either.
If I'm going for a burrito like that, I'm going to Freebirds. But I saw a tweet from Polymarket that was retweeted by Dude Wipes, and Dude Wipes retweets, poopies. Here we go again, except for they write out the S word. Apparently, health officials are investigating 110 salmonella cases tied to jalapeno served at Chipotle.
Jalapenos?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Holy.
You know, what's going on here? You know, first it was Taco Bell, which was pretty unfair for those guys, I think.
Well,
and now
I mean, Taco Bell and explosive diarrhea has been a thing since.
I don't think it really surprised anybody that it might have started there. But I don't know what it is. And I don't know about everybody that's listening out, Chipotle. I know a lot of people like it. A lot of people go there. I'm not a fan necessarily. Not that I dislike it. I don't ever really.
It's not the go-to.
It's not on the rotation.
You know. Now we had a great dinner last night.
We did
some fried chicken and red beans and rice at a Cajun spot.
Spot
in Oxnard. That was fantastic. We haven't even discussed dinner tonight.
Well, no, we haven't. But our good friend Clarence Hill gave us that recommendation to go there, and it was a great recommendation.
Yeah, that was solid.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt.
Trust me, we will find something to eat.
Oh, there's no question about that.
It won't be Chipotle.
No, I can promise you that it won't be Chipotle. No question.
It had nothing to do with the jalapenos, but be careful out there.
Now, Justin said he eats there once a week on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Well, that's good. Hey, if that's what you're into, bud, then
yeah.
You do you.
That never been my thing.
No.
I appreciate Dude Wipes trying to totally capitalize on the explosive diarrhea epidemic that's hitting our country.
Well, why wouldn't they? I mean, I think that's a great idea. So they obviously have a good marketing person. Which is nice.
The Packers Micah Parsons was talking to the media today, and this is just for Joe's head to explode.
I love the way that sounds, by the way. The Packers Micah Parsons.
Well, and why Pledge put that particular photo on our YouTube page is beyond me. I didn't need to see that, James. Talk about losing your lunch.
Talking about the Packers and Parsons and the Cowboys, I assume.
Yeah.
Well,
boy, I got nice boobs, don't I?
Isn't that what he got in the gift shop?
Crazy. Allegedly.
I mean, you got to go watch the video on at SA Sports Stars Instagram to see Ryan Eagle's purchase. It's right there. There's a bag of goodness right over there. Although I see this and I look at that and no, it's I'd rather go to Chipotle and eat all the jalapenos. That's Joe actually wearing that. At any rate, Micah Parsons, who's coming off that nasty injury, is targeting week 6 for his return. Guess who the Packers play week 6?
Here we go. Would it be the Dallas Cowboys?
It would be the Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys. Well, I would imagine he wants to play in that game. I would think. I mean, for obvious reasons. But I think he may be a little optimistic. And that was a pretty bad injury he suffered. I don't know. And that was late in the season, was it not?
Yeah, I mean, he's 6 to 8 weeks away, or maybe even what, Pledge?
December 14th is when he injured. That's what you're saying, right, Pledge? Okay, thank you. So December. I just saw a picture. It was funny as hell.
Squirrel.
I'm sorry.
Well, share with the class.
Well, I don't want to because I came across that one.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
Back to Micah Parsons.
That was worse than that damn seal.
He also knows there's a ticklish little pitch coming up.
Dude, your algorithm.
Well, that was from Outkick.
Now I want to know.
Well, Clay Travis, yeah. So, yeah.
Micah Parsons says it's very realistic that he's back for that Week 6 Cowboy game at Lambeau Field. Still a lot of work to be done after he got hurt in Week 15. He said he wouldn't say it's not possible. At the same time, these next 10, 12 weeks important to him. But I think it would be appropriate for Micah Parsons to make his return against the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm glad he has a goal.
Well, and I'm pretty, yeah. I at least you set that date and you're shooting for that. And look, I mean, as much stuff as I give Micah Parsons, I'm sure he's working hard, rehabbing hard, and doing everything he can to get back in there. So we'll see what happens. That game's in Lambeau, huh?
It is in Lambeau.
Wow.
But that's not the picture. That wasn't the picture that Joe saw. I know you're hunting for it. That's not the picture.
I'll send it to you, Pledge. So if you want to put it up, I guess you can.
No, just don't.
I don't know what I do.
Just don't.
Now, in context, it's like I'm just scrolling along, and that thing just went, it just made me laugh.
In context, there is somebody that has a hearse. That's our neighbor in Oxnard, California.
Yes, very true.
There is a hearse that is
an old one.
Yeah, 3 or 4 doors down, and apparently it works. I mean, it's an ugly car, and it looks like it's only used around Halloween for some crazy decorations. But when we were driving home last night, it was gone, and then it was there this morning. So some dude drives that thing. I'm assuming every day.
Well, it says something horror on it. I'm not sure what it says, so I'm guessing the guy uses that as a Halloween gag or some kind of scary something or other. I don't know, man.
That's brilliant.
But we drive by that thing, and it's like
industry horror is what it says.
Yeah, there you go. So it was.
If you're watching on our YouTube page, I will show you. Although I did put it on Instagram earlier, going, this is the neighbor, literal hearse living down the street from us. What
crazy, huh?
What the hell?
Yeah, that was pretty scary to go by that thing. And
well, scary. It's just not something you normally see parked out front.
No,
I mean, would you stop looking at that picture?
Well, I gotta send it to Pledge.
Why would you send it to Pledge?
So he knows what I'm laughing about. I mean, can you imagine scrolling along and that pops up?
Phrasing. A lot of times when you are scrolling, a variety of things are going to pop
well,
up.
sometimes,
especially with your algorithm,
and then sometimes not, dude. It was Clay Travis, man. I mean, he's not exactly a something that would make things pop up.
Yeah. Pledge is showing the hearse on our YouTube page from my Instagram page at Jason Munix. Joe is at Joe Reinagle 210.
I mean, is that weird? And you drive by that thing, you're going, man, what in the hell is that? But he's got some kind of gig going on, I'm assuming. And there you go. Or he's just a sick SOB. One of the two.
Well, look, man, you go into the store, they already have Halloween decorations out.
Dude, I saw a picture there. There's Christmas decorations out somewhere already.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I'm telling you.
Well, although it's ridiculous to have the Halloween stuff out in August.
Well, I totally agree.
What are you laughing at?
I can't get that.
Can we get through the rest of the show?
I don't know.
13 minutes of focus.
All right, here we go.
Can we get that from one Joe Reinagle?
I got it. Maybe I need to see a doctor. Although this is not the right kind of doctor to see. I need a shrink.
Pledge is the doc ready. He's ready to go. Save us. Dr. David Espinosa joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line for our injury update that is powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Dr. Espinosa, when you get a co-host that's having trouble focusing, what do you do in their I would say operating room, but I'd hope the focus is there. You don't ever deal with somebody that's just completely lost their mind.
I was going to say, fellas, the kind of doctor that is needed might be outside of my jurisdiction and expertise.
So you don't moonlight as a psychiatrist, Doc?
Unfortunately not. I have two little ones that I try to keep focused as much as I can. So
okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Look, if he started talking to you, that's what they call a billable hour.
Yeah.
And you're too cheap.
Yes, so, exactly
anyway,
right.
Doc, we were just talking about Micah Parsons. Got hurt week 15, shredded his knee. He is targeting week 6 when the Packers play the Cowboys as his return date. In your mind, is that a realistic goal or is that an aggressive goal by Micah Parsons just to play his former team?
I think it's realistic, but he's going to have that extra motivation factor to try to get out there. But unfortunately, when you push it too far too fast, before the body's ready, that's what lends itself to new injuries or re-aggravation of the same injury. So, he's even though revenge might be on his mind, he should be smart about it.
Doc, I want to ask you a question because the Cowboys had an injury yesterday to a tight end, Noah Fant. He blew out his knee, and they said they have to wait a couple of weeks before they can do the surgery for what? Can you tell me why they would wait and not do it right away?
Absolutely, yeah. So when there's an acute injury, and I believe in his, it was an ACL, MCL, I believe. And so the anterior cruciate ligament and medial collateral ligament, they really help stabilize the knee. But when they tear and rupture, unfortunately, there's a lot of bleeding, a lot of swelling that goes into the joint, which honestly, from an operating standpoint, can make it difficult to really appreciate the anatomy at times. And so they usually like to let that swelling and bleeding kind of resolve a little bit before jumping right in.
You know, and you, I don't know if you saw a video of the injury. I mean, when they carton him off, you can go, all right, that's an ACL. We saw Shamir Stewart, and the way his leg went, it looked like everything in there and then some was shredded, maybe even broken. They carted him off, and they say just hyperextended, no ligament damage whatsoever. How does one player just get that lucky that, as gruesome as it was, it's just hyperextended, you'll be fine?
You said the key word right there, luck. You see some of these injuries and you're expecting the worst, and the MRI comes back fairly decent. So yeah, definitely luck plays a role, but then also just the flexibility of the athletes, which can even be attributed to their genetics and their collagen and how lax they might be. All that can kind of play into it.
Doc, I don't know if there's any way to explain this, but we're talking about Font with his knee yesterday, and the Cowboys had a safety kind of helped off the field today. I'm hoping it's not that serious, but you're seeing some injuries early in training camps. Is there any rhyme or reason to that you can think of?
Well, a lot of them is, obviously they're all, prime professional athletes, and so over the off season they're keeping in shape, but they talk about being in shape and then being in football shape. And so, the speed of the game, as far as when you kind of get out there and you're going one-on-one, you're fighting for a roster spot, whatever the situation is, you start pushing things, sooner than maybe the body's ready. And sometimes that can lead to some of these unfortunate injuries, which unfortunately, yes, absolutely. July, your training camp into August, we tend to see kind of an influx, and then as the players kind of get their sea legs, their football legs, if you will, then they kind of get into the groove of things.
And you mentioned legs, and I think about DeMarvion Overshone. The term is sore. Now, all the injuries that he has had to his legs, anytime Demo is any kind of injury, every Cowboy fan is holding their breath. When you hear sore, as a doc, knowing his history, is that just sore, or is that, oh crap, concern sore?
That is a very vague term, which is likely used judiciously, I imagine. But, in his scenario, they're probably erring on the side of caution because of his injury history. And so they don't want to overextend them too much too quick. So I'd imagine it's more of just quote unquote soreness. But they're gonna take more precautions with him than they would the average player, I imagine.
Dr. David Espinosa, always appreciate the knowledge, insight, and the counseling for one Joe Reinager.
Free psychiatric care, Doc. Thank you.
All right, y'all enjoy it out there. Have a good one.
Appreciate it. That's our injury update, powered by the Sports Institute at TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine, online at TSAOG.com. Dr. Espinosa and all our guests, of course, on the Buyers Barricades guest line.
That's a sweet little picture here. Dak Prescott walking off the field today with his daughter. They're hand in hand, and
yeah,
that's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Shotty said he's a good father. Dak's a good guy. He really is. The Atlanta Falcons, by the way, I'm just getting a tweet here. Jalen Walker, pass rusher, ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I tell you what, that's just devastating. These guys aren't just getting injured, but these season-ending injuries, and it's just, it's just tough. I hate that.
I do too, and it happens every year. And, while it sucks for Preston Fant, if you're a Cowboy fan, you're going, okay, well, no starter. Okay, good. If the injury bug is bite deep into the depth chart.
Somebody else. We'll keep you updated on Elijah Clark, too, safety. He carried off the field today, or helped off the field, I should say. We'll have an update from him, from Shotty, I'm sure, tomorrow. But Pledger, you got a show tonight?
I do.
All right. Extra innings with Pledger.
You put that on YouTube, huh?
Coming up next. What do you put on there?
Your new screensaver.
Now, wait a second. Now, see, if you're watching on YouTube and you see this, and as I'm scrolling along, that just happens to pop up. Well, it would scare the hell out of you, wouldn't it?
Unfortunate choice of words.
Yeah, I mean, I think turtle is.
Well, yeah, I don't think anything's popping up with that one. So,
Wow.
well, that's it. Way to go, Pledge, putting that up there.
No, Pledge.
Extra innings. He'll have more of that. I'm sure Pledge is going to show that his entire show. Extra innings with Pledge are coming up next year on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Join the fellas in the morning, AJ and Rob, for the AJ and Rob show. They get started at 6 o'clock, and then Minix and I will be back here on the tennis courts in Oxnard, California for Cowboys training camp beginning at 2. Until then, have a great night, everybody.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys.